So, can I send a warrant out for your intelligent arrest? Nobody move, nobody get hurt. I just got to send a warrant out for your intelligent arrest. Nobody move, nobody get hurt. The conversation I'm about to have with you, it is not with the you that is in this room. It's with the you that when you dream about it, when you're riding along, when you're listening to music, when you're scrolling through social media. You know that part of you that leaps in your heart, that mentally and emotionally you see yourself having more, doing more, becoming more? That part of you that if I told you right now, I want you to imagine what life would look like if you didn't have bills, immediately an emotion rises up because you can picture and sense what that would feel like, but you don't know how to get there. You know that part of you that right now I said, if I told you right now, I want you to picture looking at your bank account and you have $1 million and an 837 credit score. I know that feeling, Jazz. I remember the first time I saw $1 million in my account. I know that feeling. I remember when I looked and I saw an Experian and TransUnion and Equifax that I could ask, like for the first time in my life, Robert Peters, I had people asking me to give me money. When me and my wife, we just bought another home. I never had so many banks calling asking me to go with it. So y'all just want to give me $3 million. Yeah, Mr. Rozier, what rate are they giving you? We can lower the rate. I want you to imagine that. I want you to imagine that. Now watch this. Just at me explaining and talking about it, does an emotion rise up in you of what if? Does a feeling rise up in you like I can imagine that? Man, or some of you like I can't even imagine because sometimes life talks you out of what's possible. Because life is a contact sport. Don't nobody make it out of life without being hit by something, some loss, some tragedy, some unexpected turn, some decision you made or some decision somebody else made that impacted your life. So the conversation I'm about to have with you is for that version of you that gets excited and that emotion you feel because who you really are, please hear what I'm about to say. Please hear what I'm about to say. For some of us, where you are in life, it is where life dropped you off and you settled. It's not a decision you made to be there. It's where something happened, where let's just say the career path, and you say, well, I'm gonna do this just for a little while to make ends meet, but a little while turned into years. I'm gonna live here just for a little while, and a little while turned into years. My goal is to wake up that version of you that knows every time you see the life you can have, I still want that. 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 Okay, y'all ain't feeling your boy. I still want that. I still want that. Can you just drop that in the chat? I still want that. I still want that, Lisa. I ain't quitting on my dreams. I still want that. I still want that. So you'll hear me walk you through some things that's going to make that palatable. However, today is not inspiration or motivation. Today is speaking for the purpose of growing your bank account. So the sentiment of my heart is kind of going to sound like, I want everybody to write this down. This is kind of going to feel like State of the Union address. Yeah, this is going to be more of a State of the Union address. Why? If a State of the Union address, y'all writing it down. It's going to be more of a State of the Union address. Now, those who've been with me all week, you can probably already feel a difference in presentation style and delivery. Correct? You see it, Deb? You see it, Donna? You see cadence is different, tonality is different. It's intentional. It's intentional. As a speaker, you have to learn how to do this. Okay. Now here's what I need. Why do I call it a State of the Union address? Let's get into the good stuff. Because if a State of the Union address was happening, the president would talk about the state of the economy, correct? Why would we need to know about the state of the economy? Because it impacts us. It impacts the way that we live. It impacts the pressure on our life. It impacts inflation, how much we have to pay. He would have to discuss taxes. He would have to discuss skills of the future so you know what career path you should be in. He would have to talk about artificial intelligence, wouldn't he? Because it's an emerging thing that's impacting people. Marcus, what does it have to do with speak to sell? Everything. Because you're trying to sell in an economy where everything has changed. So the old way of speaking, the old way of presenting, and the old way of selling won't work. You can no longer sell a VCR in the streaming era. You have the right idea, the right business, the wrong offer. So the way that I can help you, session 1, speak to sales. Session 2, I'm giving you a plan of action. What to do now, what to do next. It'll be a list of things, what speeches, what platforms. I'm going to walk you through in session 2. This is the only thing you should be doing. Take it or leave it. So you can't say I didn't warn you. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yes, yes. I see people shaking their head. Yes. Are we ready for our State of the Union address? Now, before I go into it, pause really quick. Those who've been with me, what did I just do before I went into, but right, what was the frame before I started teaching? What do we call that? What do we call that? What do we call that? That feeling y'all feel, family, it's not storytelling. It's not setting the stage. It's not positioning. Come on. It's a hook. It's an attention hook. And guess what it did? Created what? Desire where you actually want to listen. Would that be accurate? You're like, I want to hear what's in this thing. How many of y'all right now, when I framed that immediately, you thought, I actually want to hear what he's about to say? Would that be accurate? Now, don't I actually need that if I'm about to speak to sale? Think about the emotion that was created inside of the frame of the hook. Now, the average person wouldn't stop to tell you what they did or how they did it. I want to because I want you to realize this is the only. How many of y'all saying that's not information, that's a skill? Learning how to actually do that. So I'm making you aware of it. However, will you know how to do it because you're aware of it? No. I'll have to work you through it to show you how to customize to make it fit your communication style. Would it be fair? I'm not making assumptions. Y'all be honest with me in the chat. Don't you actually feel an emotion of anticipation? Like, I can't wait to hear this. Now, why it's powerful is that's what I need in order to speak is your attention. So I use the skill to be able to get what I need, your attention. I wouldn't, Reverend Jackson said a setup. It's not a setup. Here, let me explain why words matter. Because here's what happens. Human beings don't make the choice that is best for them. For instance, we all know in order to be in shape that we got to move our body, expend more calories than we consume. Do we do it? No. We know that we need to get a certain amount of sleep. Do we do it? No. We know in order to be on time, we got to leave our house at a certain time. Do we do it? No. So it's not a setup. It's actually helping a person to be in a position to get what they need to not work against their own outcome. So because we don't make the decision that is best for us, if you actually want to help people, you have to use skill to actually assist them and working with you to get the result they say they want. Come on, business owners. We know I want to grow my brand, but we don't do the action to help us grow our brand because we don't make the decisions in alignment with what we say we want. You get it? So why do doctors oftentimes sedate people? Some of it is so they don't feel pain. Some of it is so the person don't fight them and make them not be able to perform the surgery that'll help them. So as a speaker, you have to bypass the conscious mind that's always overthinking. Come on, where my overthinkers at? You know yourself. So while the person's talking, you got a million questions about something you haven't done. So let me ask this. So in the event, blah, 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 blah. Hey, Marcus, you said 12 weeks. So what happened after 12 weeks? Well, can we start the 12 weeks first? Well, what if I have a question? Ask it. So let me get this. So okay. April Miller said me. So here's my State of the Union. In the buyer and seller economy, family, here's what I need you to know. Number one, and I want you to write this down if we're speaking to sell. If we're speaking for the purpose of selling, we got to take into account that there is a buyer economy that has shifted a little bit that makes it a little more difficult. Is anybody feeling that tension where it seems a little more difficult? And here's what I need you to understand. Shay Clark, Tony B, Jonathan Robertson, there will never in the history of the world be a time that people don't spend money. Courtney Foster, Christopher White, Miss Cheryl S., they will never in the history of the world be a time that people don't spend money. So the question when we start saying, man, in this economy, people holding on to their money, that's not true. I got friends that's buying Rolls Royce. I got friends that's buying Lamborghinis. I got a friend who just bought a crib in Cabo San Lucas that he said he and his family gonna go to once a year. I said, what you gonna do with the rest of the time? You gonna rent it out? Man, I want people in my house. So when we say people ain't spending money, I ask what people? Now I got some people that's not spending money to do that kind of stuff, but I see friends who catching flights and buying outfits to go see Jeezy. I got other friends who going out to the club to celebrate their birthday. I got other friends that's going to steakhouses. I got other friends that's going out to eat. I got other friends that's throwing barbecues. I got other friends that's hanging out, that's chilling, that's going on the Beltline in Atlanta. So when you say people aren't spending money, my question to you is what people? The only question that got to be asked is, will they spend it with you? There will never in the history of the world be a time that people don't spend money. The only question is, will they spend it with you? It depends. It depends. Can you carefully craft communication that shows your value and why you are not an option, you're a necessity? When people think you're optional, Patricia, do y'all mind if I just share with y'all something that happens to me quite a bit? And I don't take offense to it because I just know it's the nature of people in this economy. Is it Shar J? Is that how I say your name? S-A. Shar J, can I share with you something that happens to me a lot? And I don't take offense to it. I don't care any type of way. I'm a student of people. Someone will see me, wherever it is or the case may be, and say, man, I'm going to get with you next year and work with you. They're assuming that I'm going to be in the same place they met me. You can make no assumptions about me and my schedule because you're assuming because you're delaying that I will. At the rate in which my brand and business is growing, why would you assume that I would still be in the same place charging the same amount when the demand for me is so high? Because in the buyer economy, we always think that everything will have a replay. I saw a church service I went to and people saying, when y'all gonna upload the replay? And they said, we're not. Why not? Because we're so used to doing things when it's convenient for us. We make the assumption that whatever we want will be available when we want it. But here's the reality, Jim, why I don't take offense to it. The person thinks that I need their money. They don't realize if I've already built 3 companies, if I speak over 200 times a year, if I produce podcasts, I got 110,000 subs. We got, I think like 30, 40 podcasts we're scheduled to be on this year alone. Do I have a problem with leads? No. Do I have a problem with audience? No. So watch this. So let's say if I speak 20,000 people one time, 1,300 people, let's just say in this week alone. Last night was 1,300 people. Wednesday night when I got on was 1,700 people. On Friday, I did a thing for this attorney, and I think she had about 900 people, right? So let's just say roughly, and that's just a few of those cities, not including this room. A little over, what is that, 3,000, close to 4,000 people, somewhere in there. So let's say 20% of those people become leads. We're at a few hundred. Why would a singular person believe that they can wait until they're ready as if I don't have enough demand to make the decision to say, I don't want to do this no more? And that's just my coaching business. That's not my consulting business, where my consulting services start at 6 figures. That's not including my speaking fee that starts no less than $25,000. Coaching actually is the smallest amount of revenue because I got to slow down to teach somebody how to do what I already know how to do. In the buyer economy, there's a sense of arrogance to believe that I'm doing you a favor by buying. Why am I explaining this to you all? Because you're selling and talking to people who believe that you're optional. Now watch this. Let me rescue you. Let me help you in my State of the Union address. Never emotionally care if someone buys or don't buy. I'm gonna tell you why. Watch this. This ain't arrogance. This is not arrogance. Watch this. You built your business on solving a problem. So if somebody tells you no, they get to keep their problem, you get to keep your solution. Man, I know I need this, but I'll do it next time. It's cool. I don't have the problem. I feel no way emotionally. I care about people. I don't care about the sale. So the goal of selling is to serve people who need what I offer. If I'm a dentist, Miss Patricia, and a person has tooth pain, I am not mad that they don't want to alleviate the tooth pain. I care about your tooth and want you out of pain, but I don't care if you choose not to not let me help you with it. Because what selling, did y'all catch that? Please come here. They get to keep their problem. You get to keep your solution. They did not do anything wrong to you. They're mistreating themselves. Can't believe they told me no. They didn't say no to me. They said no to themselves. Man, I don't know what it is about me. Nothing. It's them. Are y'all catching this already? So you can save yourself the desperation. Why is that? Because there will always be more consumers than there are creators. You're the one in demand. There's more people looking to buy than there are people who are selling. Okay, let me word this a little better, Jen. Let me word this a little better, Letitia. How many people do y'all think? It don't have to be a number. Do you think that there's a massive amount of people that want to learn how to leverage speaking to grow their brand, business, and bank account? Do we think there's a massive amount? Like, would we say millions? Would we say millions? Would that be fair to say? Yes, millions. Now watch this. How many people do we know that actually solves that problem? Very few. So the supply of people versus the demand, I'm a limited quantity, but there's a massive quantity of people who need it. Make sense? So the goal is to find a problem that is big enough for the current buyer and seller economy that you realize you to catch. And you're emotionally healthy. You're emotionally literate. Come here, come here, come here. I got to talk to you. You're emotionally healthy. You're emotionally literate. What do I mean emotionally healthy? An emotionally healthy person don't put their, listen to me, cash where they put their confidence. You might reach and grab the wrong one. How I feel about me got nothing to do with how much money I have. I believed in me when I was broke. So emotionally healthy people don't make an emotional connection to the decisions of another person and themselves. Emotionally literate people can read their emotions. What do I call literacy? If you cannot read, you're a person that's known as illiterate. Watch this. Emotional literacy, can you see your emotion, read it, and know what to name it? Oh, that's fear. Oh, that's procrastination. Oh, that's anxiety. Oh, that's emotional trauma. The average business owner is emotionally illiterate. They can't tell you why they're making a decision to stall on something they need. When you cannot read your emotion, you're emotionally illiterate. Why would you make a decision opposite of what you desire? A desire is an emotion. A decision controls if you listen to this, fulfill that emotion. Ebony, maybe I'm going too heavy. I said a warrant for your intelligent arrest. So watch this, Miss Ebony G. If desire is an emotion that drives human decisions, we normally do or don't do something because we feel like it or don't feel like it. So desire determines the decisions that I make. So if I desire more money, why would I make a decision that does opposite of that? Because I might be emotionally illiterate and not read. What is sabotaging me making a decision about me to say no to myself? Mind blown emoji? We all right? State of the Union address. So in the buyer and seller economy, it's a versus battle. I want you to watch what I'm doing with speaking. Why would you introduce a versus battle? Because the room needs a comparison so they can mentally connect. It is known as a mental association. So if I'm going to teach a layered thought, I need an association so it's easier for you to understand. So if someone's lost, you have to take what they don't know and connect it to something they do know in order to teach it. If someone can't understand science, you have to take the science they don't know and connect it to the thing they do know. If not, they'll be lost. So if you're teaching or speaking to sell, I can't comfortably make a decision to buy if I'm lost. I'm going to just pause for station identification. Y'all all right? What y'all thinking right now? Why y'all looking at me in that tone of voice? My daddy used to say that all the time. Why y'all looking at me in that tone of voice? Like your eyes and your face is screaming at me. What y'all thinking? Be honest. Let's talk about it. What y'all thinking right now? Powerful. This is good. Processing. Just listening and learning. Heavy and real stuff. How many of y'all honestly remember what I promised you when I said that version of you that know you want more and know it's possible? We're trying to figure out, why would I allow myself to settle? Why would I procrastinate on me? Why do I show up for people but don't show up for myself? Why do I make decisions opposite of what I want and need? That's Now that I'm explaining this thing, how many of y'all feel like what I'm talking about is a mirror? It's like, I can see myself. That's so true. Is that accurate? So like, it's so true. I can see myself. Now, those of you who are faith-based, do I got any faith people in the room that you know? You know the person, power, and presence of Jesus Christ. I want to empower you to let you know what you're watching, because this is one of the conversations I was having with God this morning. Said, I was praying, and one of the things I pray before I speak, Holy Spirit, I've never done this without you, and I don't want to start now. I'm about to use a gift that you gave me so I can take no credit for it, to serve your most prized possession, your people. By the time that I'm done, they will think that I was good, but I'm accepting awards on your behalf. And then I start praying over the room that I'm in. And something shifted for me, because I started thinking about, you're giving them everything except empowering people of faith to figure out, listen to this very clearly, how to merge spiritual gift and natural gift. My spiritual gift is discernment. It's found in Romans 12 and 1 Corinthians. So my ability, that's why I tell you to come on screen, because I can see you, sense you, feel you. My natural gift is not even communication, Jen, is wisdom. But wisdom needed the outlet of speaking. I had to learn how to speak. I didn't have to learn how to have wisdom, because the spirit of wisdom is a spiritual gift that I didn't give myself. So he gave me wisdom, but he didn't give me speaking. Why? That's a natural ability I had to pay and learn and work at. So I had to learn how to speak. I didn't have to learn how to have what he gave me. You don't so no matter what you plan on being or doing, you can inherit spiritual gifts, but you still gonna have to develop natural ones to execute them and get paid. I can't get paid for discernment. Discernment needs a profession. I can't get paid for interpreting dreams, Joseph. I can get paid for administrating the gross national domestic product of Egypt. Interpreting dreams is free. Running the economy for Pharaoh, you get paid. I can't get paid for prayer. But if I can figure out from prayer what natural ability and gift I can create, I can get paid forever. My crazy self was at Florida State University fasting and praying every week for a $2 raise that never came. Because I was so broke, I wasn't praying for success. I was praying for an easier struggle. I wanted enough money to pay all my bills in the same month. And I know for a fact, God had to be like, the purse is too small. You can do that yourself. Don't ask me to help you with something you can help yourself with. God, I'm just praying that I can travel the country, get a passport and buy a flight. That's not a prayer. I'm just praying I can get a car, apply, see what car you want, and make the monthly payment. That's not a prayer. That's a decision. Indecisive people who overly spiritualize toxic things don't realize, come here, State of the Union address, that we're praying about stuff that's a decision. And what's even more dangerous, Jen, is that indecisive people, what they call a dreams is a decision. I had a dream of moving to Atlanta. That ain't a dream. I was in Panama City in Tallahassee. That's 4 hours away. That's a decision. But when you're afraid emotionally, you call things dreams, that's a decision. It's my dream to speak. Pull out your phone, record yourself, and upload it. It's my dream to build $1 million business. It's not a dream, it's a daily decision and an investment. Why? Because whatever you sow, you reap. You earn the right to be paid by clients. So if you never invested in you, why should they? You can't reap what you haven't sown. So you haven't even sown into yourself. So how could you reap clients? When you listen to me, when you're hearing me communicate, you're not paying me for no program, for no speaking. You're paying me for 15 years. That's why I say no ums, no uhs, and I can communicate and vacillate between scripture and all these things. You're paying that guy who was setting up tables and chairs and watching people speak, who was taking cords and taping it on the floor. I was a setup boy. Imagine how miserable it is to have a desire to speak and for a decade setting up tables and chairs and being, hey, could you grab this? Getting written up from work, almost fired because I ate food they were going to throw in the trash. Me saying, one day I'm going to speak, Marcus. And them laughing at me when I told them. And paying me $30,000 a year. Most I made was 40. Last week I got paid for 45 minutes speaking what I used to make in a year. But the speech started when I used to I used to use my key to get into Florida State Turnbull Center across from the Civic Center, set up the whole auditorium with tables and chairs, and pretend I was speaking to people. And I would speak without notes. Uh-oh, I'm doing what I was doing then. I'll say, one day, I'm going to be able to speak. I ain't going to need no PowerPoint, nothing. Man, it's going to be people from all over the world that's going to hear me speak. I've spoken in over 40 countries. I spoke with an interpreter that I'll say one word and the person goes, da-da-da-da. I'm like, I ain't say all that now. You making up stuff. Frankfurt, Germany, Geneva, Switzerland, London, Tokyo, Africa, all them places. I'm telling you, people talk so much about discovering and finding your purpose, but nobody tells you the misery of finding it and can't turn it into a profession and can't turn that profession into money. So now you have to do Listen to this. Your job full time, your purpose part time, because you can't figure out how to pay yourself enough to only do purpose. That's misery. This is why I created Entrepreneur Speaker, to create the stage and space and make myself available to go get who I used to be and show you how to get to where I am faster. It's purpose work. That's why I force you to show up for yourself. I don't care about your business as much as I care about you. It's the way that God moves. God wants us, we want things. So delight yourself in the Lord and he gives you the desire of your heart. That scripture. It's not that God gives you a desire that you have. He gives you the desire. He gives you what to want. So you want it because he wanted you to want it. And it makes you pray because you want it. He wants you. So the only way to get you is for you to want the thing. That's how I do business. So number one in the buyer economy, I'm trying to let you into knowing yourself. So if it's a versus battle, team, it's 1 o'clock. I know Coach K is 1:15. I'm going to probably go to about 1:25. Can we let her know that? Y'all fine with me going another 25 minutes? My clock just went off. Let me set this thing. I got to go 25 on the dot. And then in the next session, we'll just blitz through. Y'all fine with that? Y'all bored? I don't know how much longer I got coaching. I got other responsibilities. But for the time I have, we're going to maximize it. I don't know how much time I got doing. Y'all know this is my last summit. My summit next month is for my clients. I'm building a stage for them. It'll be streamed to my YouTube so you can get more visibility. Why? Some of the people I work with are looking for a place to speak. I'm not. Why not leverage and build a stage they can stand on? Here we go. Now, here's the beauty of what we're doing, Shay. We said all that, but STAR method is what I'll show you how to organize in your head. So I'm never lost. My anchor thought before I went into that is it's a versus battle. Remember that? When I told y'all that? That's the anchor that we threw out. So we got to go right back to that to transition into the buyer seller economy. Look at that. We right back where we started. We ain't never lost. Buyer seller economy versus battle. So the versus battle, please write this down. 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 Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? It's the you that wants a fee versus them that want it for free. And the buyer seller economy is a versus battle. It's the you that wants a fee and the them that want it for free. Everybody wants it until they find out they got to pay for it. Okay, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. I want to know who would like for me to hold you by the hand, show you how to do everything I do. I'm talking about literally copy and paste my entire business. From how we generate leads to how we get clients to how we hire, how we train our team, how I run a multi-million-dollar company and only work on Monday in it. From the operational side to the investment to the advertisement to how we own, from partnerships to licensing deals to consulting. I want to be able to hold your hand, show you how to do all that. Who wants that? You'll say me. It'll only be $300. Well, let me think about it. Versus in the buyer seller economy, we all want it until we find out we got to pay for it. Now, watch this. Here's what's happening, Tiffany Santana. People want you to help them for free so they can charge other people for the help you gave. Angela, they like, hey, so will you just help me out because I'm trying to do this and this? You got to ask, will you be charging people for the help that I provide? Yes. So pay me. Are y'all understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth? Stephanie Smith said, "You ain't never lied." Am I telling the truth? What they say, tell the truth, shame the devil. Am I telling the truth? My question, is that fair? Is that fair? Is that fair? No. So watch this, Latasha. If the thing the person is providing allows you to pay them once and get paid forever, it don't matter how much it costs. So if you're helping somebody, let's say they pay you $5,000, but it's the systems, the infrastructure, the skill that they would need to run something to 6 or 7 figures, $5,000. So I want you to take it out of the context of services you guys provide, coaching, products, AI, accounting, whatever space you're in, right? Take it out of that space. And I want you to think about if somebody could buy a piece of real estate for $5,000 and they can get paid forever. Do you think they would spend as much time thinking about that as they do thinking about paying you? In the buyer seller economy, there's groups of people that are not rationally thinking about the ROI. They're thinking about spending, not investing. Y'all follow me? I got to pause real quick. I went to screen 4. Y'all know I got a bunch of screens on here because there's a bunch of people in here. So I'll be flipping the screens to kind of see different people's face as I'm teaching. And boy, I'm talking about I got to page 9 on my Zoom and I see so many black faces. Nice profile photos though. I see Steve's iPhone. I see Raquel J. I see Robert Peterson. I see Leanna. I see Keisha. That's a beautiful photo, Keisha. See, it's a beautiful, beautiful. I see Aisa. Good Lord, y'all black screening me to death in here. Come on now. Don't take your shoes off in my house, please. Please take your shoes off. Please take your shoes off in the house. You're walking on my white carpet with all black shoes. Okay? Please take your shoes off. Let's move faster. Everybody gets the general mental sense of the buyer seller economy that they are actually looking to not pay you. Does that make sense? I just want to prepare you for it. I also want you to emotionally connect to it. Okay. Now that we talked all of that, here's the next versus battle. Are you ready for versus battle number 2? Kavita said yes. She the only one. Kavita, I'm gonna just FaceTime you. Everybody else in here, they sleep or something. Well, Kavita, you already an entrepreneur speaker mastermind. I'll just see you on Monday. Krisha, you sure do look nice. I see you now with your red. Hey, girl. What up, Krisha? Coach Krisha in the building. Boy, you always could tell when somebody get their hair do and do their makeup. They come gracefully late, like, hey, so happy for you to see me. Congratulations. Why? Because you saw me. Okay. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Now, that's my partner in success. She's been rocking with me for a minute. Krisha went from being a client to now that's my COO. She runs my entire coaching company. Hires, fires, pays everybody. I don't know what be going on. Y'all, I don't even have a company email. I promise you. Like, am I lying, Krisha? I don't have a company email now. She make all the decisions.
Hey, everybody.
All right. Y'all ready for the second versus battle? Say yeah. Did y'all hear that was Steve Harvey-ish? If you're ready for the next X, say yeah. That's what we used to do on Showtime at the Apollo. Lionel, you remember that. If you're ready for the next act, say yeah. This next one hails from, all right. That was my Steve Harvey impersonation. All right. So, next versus battle. Now we're going to talk about speaking. We talked about the mindset of the people because we're talking about speak to sell. Now we got to talk about speaking. This one right here is super powerful. So here's what I'm gonna have time to do so I can pace you correctly. Go ahead and write this down. I'm gonna go into Speaking versus talking. Big difference. So go ahead and write that down. We're going to have a versus battle, speaking versus talking. And then we'll go into teaching versus selling. And that's about all the time I'll have for this session. Because I got to make space and make time for one of my favorite people, Coach K. Brilliant, hardworking. Like, people see her success, but they don't realize she a dog. In terms of work ethic, I've had the honor of coaching Coach K, I think like a year and a half now. Like, I'd be honored when great people trust me to coach them. Like, honored. Hey, coach, before a big event. Hey, coach, so I'm doing this and this, speaking on stage. Hey, I got this coming up. I think we did a one-on-one one time version. We was walking through stuff, and just how coachable she is. I don't think people see it. Like, she don't deviate. Just the plan, do this, this, and this. She does not deviate. All right. So everybody got the two things I'm gonna have time to do? I got 15 minutes to work us through this. Yes, yes? Okay. I am gonna miss so many of y'all after today. I'm excited of those I get to work with. Man, are y'all gonna miss me? It's been 3 days. Y'all gonna miss me? No? Yeah, I put you on the spot. You're like, I'll tell you, we'll see. Let me leave you. I'll let you know. Lisa says, see you Monday. You won't miss me. Okay. I'm in the community. My bad. My bad. Well, those who are, but those who aren't, are you gonna miss me? Like, this different. Spiritual development, business development, like it's very different. What we do is very different. AJ said, I'm working with you. I'm in. Congrats. Who's before we go into this, who's in here that isn't working with me that know that you want to? That you want to be a part of our community? I just want to know. See a few people. Okay. Do you all want us to make that available today for you? No harm, no foul, no pressure. I'm just curious if you want us to. Yes. So, team, can y'all, I think I'm gonna end this at 125. Can we take like 4 minutes to make that available for people that are saying me, yes, yes, yes? Christian Tucker, can we do that? Can we take like 4 minutes when I finish this session one to
Yep.
yes? Okay. So we'll take a few minutes and just make that available while I take my break for them. I see people saying, where's the link? Where's the link? Where's the link? I got you all. I got you all. What? Hey, Ebony G, I'm not gonna put you on the spot, but I want to show you something about language and communication. Okay, is that cool, Ebony G? So Ebony G said, when is the payment due and when does the class start? To all of my cousins that are a part of Entrepreneur Speaker, what word stands out to you that we don't do? Look at the chat. Look at the chat, y'all. Look at the chat. That's language. We don't do class. Class is for students. We work with business owners. We do business meetings, speaking engagement, and give you plan of actions. So you're doing, not just learning. Ain't that powerful? I ain't have to say it, but all my people knew it. That's communication. What you all are experiencing this week is not how Entrepreneur Speaker Mastermind is. You're experiencing learning and things of that nature, but we do. Actual plan. So every week you have a plan of action, actual execution, things you can do that you'll see results and be able to generate opportunities from. But we got you. We begin right away. Why? Because grown people, when they pay their money, ready to start. We begin right away. All right, let's go. Let's go. Woo! I just got a second win. I went from 3 hours of sleep tired to I just caught a second win. Let's go, Coach Faith. Watch me now. I tell her what, girl. Watch what me do. Okay? One team I know for sure. Here we go. I said I was going to tell y'all 2 versus battles. What's the versus battle I said I'm about to do? Because we did one already. We said you versus them. You who want a feed versus them that want it for free. Speaking versus, now y'all getting it wrong, talking. Speaking versus talking. Then does anybody know that why I circled the block and did a communication feedback loop to see if y'all was following along to ask y'all what did I say I was going to talk about? To make sure we're on the same page before we transition. Everybody's on the same page. That's a skill. Here we go. I'm gonna use an example on this so everybody get it. Bobby Davis, what's the difference between speaking and talking? Because if we're going to speak to sell, if we're going to speak to grow our brand, speak to grow our business, speak to grow our bank account, what's the difference between speaking and talking? I'll explain it. Miss Latasha, we have been speaking our whole life. We have been talking our whole life. Goo gaga, daddy, mommy, more, no, please, thank you. Or like I've been talking, I teach my daughter about being able to describe her emotions and take a deep breath. So now her new thing, she's 3. Daddy, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated. Why? You keep telling me what to do and I'm 3. Now that I'm 3, you can't tell me what to do because I'm 3. And I'm frustrated. So she's talking. Now she can't read, Latanya, but she'll see something and say, Daddy, you know what that says? And make up whatever's in her mind. And if I tell her don't say that, yes, it does. It does say that. And I just say, okay. Talking is what we've been doing our whole life. Speaking is a skill we develop. Talking is what we do when we ramble with no structure, with no strategy, with no skill, with no goal, with no specifics. Speaking is a targeted skill like a marksman who, can y'all see my screen? If this is the bullseye we're aiming at, talking has no aim. We don't care where it lands. It could land here, it could land here, it could land here, it could land here, it could land here. Talking doesn't have a strategy to aim it at a specific bullseye. Make sense? Speaking aims at the bullseye and hits it every time. All right. Now that you got the visual, let's now go interactive with an example. Why? Because that's what speaking has to do to anchor it. Because it's a careful skill. So Tiffany, where are all my ladies in the place with style and grace? This is for my ladies real quick. All right, allow me to lace. Okay. Some of y'all caught it. Some of y'all caught it. Some of you like, what does that mean? It's okay. There's this scripture by this guy named Christopher Wallace. You ought to read. Okay. So, all my ladies, fellas, I'm gonna circle the block for us in 1 second, all right? I'm gonna circle the block for us. Ladies, has a gentleman ever taken you out to do this activity called shooting pool or playing billiards? Come on, ladies, have a fella ever taken you out to do this thing called shooting pool or playing billiards? Did you? Yes. And you went on a date night, you remember it? And he took you and you was like, you know how to play? A little bit, just a little bit. And so he was like, well, I'm gonna break. And he got the white ball, he chalked the stick. Come on, ladies, stay with me now. Stay with me. He chalked the stick, he leaned in, he broke, and he hit a few of them in. And he said, hey, he was like, I don't have, excuse me, let me worry about it. He didn't hit none of it. He said, I don't have solid saw stripes. The table's wide open. Now, if you shoot pool, you understand that. Now, here you go. You, watch this now. You aim at the white ball. You aim at the white ball. You aim at the white ball, and you hit it as hard as you wanted to against all the balls, and whatever went in, you clap for yourself. Come on, ladies. Now, if you don't say not me. But when my ladies that play like that, you just hit that white ball as hard as you wanted to. Now, I just told y'all, don't say not me, just to the people who do. To those who do. Anybody ever play like that? You just hit that white ball as hard as you can against all those balls. And whatever went in, you was like, wait, you clap for yourself. Come on. Does everybody know what I'm talking? Have you seen somebody do that? Have you seen somebody do that? And you was excited. And you clapped it up. Now, fellas, let's circle the block. I'm not saying the ladies don't do this. Let's circle the block. Where my fellas at? Where my fellas? Yeah. Now, Christopher and Robert, if we are playing, do we just hit the white ball at all the balls and whatever falls in, we excited? Or how do we play, Christopher? How do we play, Robert? You gotta call what? The ball and the pocket. You gotta call your shot. Come on, ladies who know how to play. What you gotta call? You gotta call the ball and the pocket. So you gotta say 7 ball, corner pocket. If the white ball hit against the wall and then hit the ball, does it count? Nope, because you ain't called it. It only counts if what you're aiming at, you can tell me before you do it. Does everybody hear what's underneath it? You can see where I'm going. So listen to this. You can't call luck a strategy. Now watch this. If this is the white ball, whatever you're aiming at, I'm going to break this whole thing down. Speaking versus talking. Those who are talking have no aim. They are the people who shoot pool with their words, and they just hit it as hard as they can, talk as loud as they can, as long as they can, and whatever happens, they clap for themselves. Okay, I spoke this weekend and they paid me. You're shocked? Yo, so I just recently did a training and people bought it. You're shocked? You weren't aiming. Watch this. I was talking the other day and people started crying. You wasn't aiming at that emotion? Now, I'm using an analogy of pool. I'm also using tension within the room, but it has nothing to do with pool and it has nothing to do with women, nothing to do with men. Okay? It has more to do with, here's how I want us to think. The white ball, ladies and gentlemen, is your focus, your goal. The ball you're aiming at is your audience. Ball you're aiming at is your audience. Uh-oh, y'all can't see it. White ball is your focus, your goal. The ball you're aiming at is your audience. Does that make sense? So mentally, I'm focused on this. I'm aiming my speaking, not talking. I'm aiming my speaking at the audience. Make sense? Now, calling your shot is saying when my focus and my words makes contact with my audience mind, what do I want to happen? That's calling your shot. Following? So if I'm saying, I'm speaking, I'm using these words, when these words make contact with my audience, corner pocket. When my words, because remember when we talk about focus, you aiming at the white ball, but you're hitting at a very specific place. So it's left hand corner, right hand corner, top. You all know if you do top spin, the ball keeps rolling, bottom spin, it rolls back. Maybe y'all don't know. I like to shoot pool. So you're saying, hey, if this is where I'm mentally aiming, I'm aiming at this thought. I'm going to use these words to make contact with the audience. When my words make contact, I want emotion, I want thought, I want introspective thought, I want action, I want a decision, I want a belief shift. So if I don't strategically know what I want to happen when my words make contact with the person, I am talking, I'm not speaking. Did I make that crystal clear? Yes, yes. Now I want us to breathe for a second. I got 3 minutes. Stop focusing on pool We're just using pool as the anchor. Yes, yes? Yes, yes? Now, who could clearly see the principle in this? Who could clearly see the point in this? Okay. So now we realize the versus battle of speaking versus talking. Now, we know that it is you that wants a fee versus them that want it for free. But we also know that you are using speaking versus talking. This is the difference. Oh, I'm good at talking. No, you can't be good at talking because speaking is a strategic skill that you know exactly what's going to happen each time. You know what thoughts are in their mind because you put them there. So you're using that in a speak to sell presentation to allow your words to make contact with them to help them make a buying decision. Crystal clear, correct? Crystal clear? AJ said, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Love it. All right. Can we do this last versus battle since I'm out of time? Actually, it's 125. I want to honor the time, and my clock say 34 seconds. So I'm in session 2. I'm gonna pick right up with that third versus battle, and we'll go into the plan of action. Exact things you need to do. So in session 2, I'm gonna pick right up with that third versus battle, which is super important. Teaching versus selling, because many of you don't know the difference. As well as I'm going to break down for you the the speak to sell and teach to sell ratio. Like what percentage of your presentation should be teaching versus selling versus objection handling. Does that make sense for everyone? Do y'all be hearing that beep? My clock going off. Can y'all hear it? I mean, my mic is real good. My goodness, this thing right here. Okay. Shout out to this couple $100 mic. All right. We pause right there, 125. I'm proud of me. Concise with time. How did y'all enjoy session 1? Quick little state of the union address. Mix. How many of y'all could see? Like, man, that many of you, we've reshaped how you even see speaking because you had a totally different concept in your mind. And chances are you might have been talking, not necessarily speaking. Whole different concept in your mind because speaking is a skill. With your words, how many of y'all have seen, because I keep pausing to do it, that I know exactly what my words are doing. So when I use them, the words are specifically doing a specific thing, and then I pause and tell it to you. Here's what I'm doing. Here's how I'm doing it. Because the goal is to reveal to you a skill to show you it's not by accident. If you had this and you were using it consistently, social media changes for you when you're using speaking to produce shareable content versus conversion content. Because you'll know exactly what to say to get people to share it versus what to say to get people to sign up or to buy. It's different when you know from stage, if you're on a panel, what would make people say, ooh, say that again. What would make someone pause the podcast and rewind it versus make somebody just keep watching it longer? You're strategically doing things that holds attention, buys attention, pins attention, or does something known as thought reversal that forces someone's mind to go in a direction it would normally think or believe, pause and be reversed towards your train of thought so they believe and think and see the world the way you see it. This is 100% needed, especially if you're leading an organization or leading a movement. Those of you who have a nonprofit or those of you who are leading a brand movement or something of that nature, you would need that. You would need to shift the world and make them aware of seeing it like you see it, caring the way you care, which is a very different thing. Make sense? All right, team. I'm 2 minutes past my time. I said we'll take 3-4 minutes and make available for those who I get the blessed privilege of serving you and giving you all these things. Okay. Because one of the things I want to make sure you guys have, write this down very fast. And my team's about to drop this in the chat. I want to make sure that you have an actual presentation. So if someone asks you to speak, you're not starting from scratch. So I'm going to give you a framework of how you craft a signature presentation or a keynote presentation. Cool. I want to also make sure that you have that you have a story fridge, a list of specific stories you can tell, know how to tell them, and know when to tell them. How do you know when to use examples? Like, how did I know when to use a pool example? How do I know to use the State of the Union frame? How do I know what hook to use? So I want to make sure that you guys have this as so pitching and presentation, etc. So who knows you need presentation? Let me do it this way. Who knows you need a script on how to do a presentation and a script on how to pitch? Like, who would want to speak to sell presentation deck where we show you how to do the whole thing in 5 parts? Okay. So Tuck, if we can take maybe 4 minutes or so and just make that available. If there's any questions or something like that surrounding it, let's do that. I think it's wrong to let people taste test food, but not allow them to have the whole meal. So the goal is for those who want it to make that meal available for everybody. If you know that you need a second, I just want to see so we don't take valuable time. We're ending right at 3. I got a crazy day today, right? So if you know that you're one of those people that mentioned earlier, me, drop me in the chat so the team has some context on how many people we have so we can measure the time. See, Tony B, AJ, Patricia, Sherry, Shay, Mandy, Pam, Ellen, Darla. Okay, so Tuck, can the team let us know, like we see these names, can we screenshot that so that way we can be able to, like, once they're able to take care of that, we'll know and we can make sure they're supported and taken care of today because they said they wanted it. So we want to make sure that we're tracking it. If they have questions or any of that, we can make ourselves available for that.
Yeah, for sure. And I could save the chat as well. So I'll save the chat and we got that. And team, take screenshots of those names. We got you. We got you. Thank you
Because
so
I
much.
want to make sure before Sunday when we change things that they have it and so they can have Monday. I'm not sure where we are in terms of like who will get the offer ABC boot camp, things of that nature. And I got a huge announcement. To, we talked about what we're doing in Atlanta next month. I'm going to invite 2 people to that. So I'll do that later today. All right. That was session 1. I was going to ask y'all how I do, but I don't want y'all vote.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Marcus, for amazing session this morning. It was amazing. Listen, we got more. We got Coach K coming to the stage, and we have another session with Marcus coming up to the stage in just a little bit. So, and then we have my VIP session going to be at the very end. But if you all are here, I want to walk you all through how you could take advantage of this mastermind experience where you can get community, accountability, and coaching by our amazing staff and by Marcus for the next 3 months. So if you go to the link that's in the chat, you can go ahead and click this link real quick here. And let me see, here we go. You can click this link and it should pull up a site that looks like this. You're going to go and you have 3 options to move forward today. You can pay in full, $19.97. We have Klarna, Afterpay, Split It, Sezzle. So many different options. If you click here, I'll show you what it looks like. But if you zoom in here, we have Sezzle that can break it down over a couple monthly payments, Afterpay, Klarna. We have so many different options. Or you can do 2 payments of $1,200, or you can pay over several months with Clarity Pay. Clarity Pay, when you zone in here and you just select this little box here, a lot of people actually have been using it. It'll stretch out payments over 1, 2 years, and you can pay it off as early as you would like. So we have options for the mastermind for anybody who needs it. Now, what this includes is you're going to get live mastermind sessions on our speaking and business systems. So you're getting actual systems that are built out, not just random teachings. It's not a course. Marcus will tell you this is not a course. It's a system that you can follow. So on top of that, we're also going to give you an offer creation workshop and offer audit workshop where we can come in and audit your offer and tell you what you need to improve. We're going to show you webinars, how to go and create content and generate leads. Going to show you our sales system and sales scripts. We have hot seat Q&A sessions, and that's just the beginning. There's more inside of it, a private school community. Everything is inside. You get some of the best content around speaking from Marcus. All right. This is a program I want to show you all that we used to charge $25,000. We have many, 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 many people that paid us $25,000 for this, but for this summit only, it is $1997. Price will be going up once this summit wraps up. So if you need support, you can text our team. We actually have a link and a phone number where you can text our team. So the team just dropped that right there. If you need help, maybe you need to split the payments up over a couple months. Maybe you're here and you just need to split it up over 2 cards, or maybe you have questions about the inclusions and about the whole process. Our team can talk with you. I believe we have several of our enrollment team members in the room. We have, let me see if they are here. Yep, I see a couple of them here. So go ahead and get with them, text that number, and they will call you or they will respond as soon as they can. All right. Now, shout out to a few people because I do want to make sure I give credit where credit's due. I may not be able to salute everybody, but I want to shout out several people who have jumped into the mastermind. Amanda jumped in just a few minutes ago. Congratulations, Amanda. Shout out to Corwin Jordan, jumped in just a little bit ago. Shout out to you. And several of you all also use Clarity Pay, which is phenomenal. I'm rooting for you all. We had you all jump into Clarity Pay. And let me pull those names real quick for you so I can shout you all out. And if you already invested, just type invested in the chat. Or if you're working on it, put working on it in the chat. All right. So we actually had just a few minutes ago, we had Florence Calendar for jumping in. Shout out to Florence for jumping into the mastermind. We had Brendan Jackson jump in, and Jennifer joined in, and Maureen and Linda. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and let you all work on this. Me and Coach Christian may come up at the very end to answer some questions and allow you all to get live support on making the decision to jump in. But what I want to do is I want to go ahead and pivot over just for a few moments because we're tight on time. I want to go ahead and pivot over to our guest speaker, Coach K. Coach K's in the room, y'all, and I'm excited because she's going to be sharing how she scaled with webinars and how she's grown her community to thousands of people just with this art of speaking. So go ahead and get your pen and paper out while you're working on getting into the mastermind, getting into the program with us. Have that sheet of paper next to you because you may just hear one gem that Coach K brings to the table that gets you hyped up and excited for what's possible in your business. So, Coach, I'm going to go ahead and turn over the mic to you. Thank you for your patience. We appreciate you. And I know you're moving and shaking and podcasts and all these kind of things. So I love it. Actually, if you guys didn't know, Coach K has a podcast she runs, a weekly podcast, which is one way she uses speaking to grow her brand. So, Coach, I'll let you talk about that as well sometime throughout the day here. Welcome in.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. I want to start off by saying that I was one of the people that invested the $25,000. So for you guys to get it at that price, like lock in right now, being able to speak and being on stages and being one of the strongest speakers in the room has really elevated my brand. I spoke on a panel last week, and when I got off the stage, people were like, how do I join your community? I never mentioned the price about my community, but by the time I got off stage, because I was able to seed and talk about my community and share stories and share results, all the things that I have learned directly from Marcus, people were lined up to join my community when I walked off stage. That's the power. I get paid. I just got booked to speak in San Francisco. They paid for my flight. They paid for my travel. They're paying for my hotel. My daughter's coming with me, and they have to pay me to actually speak. There's so much power in being an amazing speaker and allowing you to just being able to flow when you are speaking as well. But today I want to tell you how I've been able to take a free webinar and turn it into $1 million empire. Can I tell you guys, can I give you guys that gem? Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell you guys a little secret. I don't teach this information anywhere. But when Marcus calls and he says that this is what he wants you guys to understand and what he wants you guys to know, I am willing to pour it all out. So I'm super excited to just be able to share my webinar framework with you guys, how I've been able to turn a free webinar into $1 million empire, but most importantly, how you can do the same. Now, for those that don't know me and maybe you're new here, I'm Coach K. I actually go by the Grant Expert. I teach and educate entrepreneurs how to get access to debt-free money for their business. But because I'm the authority in the grant space, I've also been able to pivot. And now I teach entrepreneurs how to grow and expand their business and how to leverage their business and create webinars and frameworks that help them elevate and help them grow. Now, I haven't always been the expert when it comes to getting access to grants. I used to work for Wells Fargo. I maxed out my credit cards. I emptied out my savings account. I went through struggle and hardship when it came to growing my business. I went broke. I was so broke when starting my business that there was a gas station down the street from my house, and you had to put $1 in this gas. The dollar, they would authorize you to put $1 in your tank, but they would allow you to get a full tank of gas. I was overdrafting my bank account every single week just to make it back and forth to work. So I know what it's like to be the struggling entrepreneur. I know what it's like to have a vision and have a dream, but nobody believes in your vision and dreams, and you just got to go out and make it happen. So one day at that gas station, you guys, I got mad and I made a decision that I was ready to go all in on my dreams and all in on my goals. So this webinar framework you're about to get is something that I have used over the last couple years that's helped me grow as an entrepreneur. This webinar framework that I'm about to pour into you is something that has helped me grow my community and build my community. This is what I'm going to tell you. People always ask, what's the secret sauce? Consistency. Somebody type consistency in the chat. If you can commit to doing the same webinar one day out of the week, same day, same time for a year straight, you will make an extra 6 to 7 figures in your business. Being consistent has helped me dominate my industry. Being consistent allows me to show up and people know about my vision and know about my brand because I'm always consistent. There are people who will say, hey, this girl teaches about grants and she hosts a class every Monday at 6 o'clock because I'm so consistent. I don't miss a webinar. If I have $1 million month or $1 million month or $100,000 week, I'm still going live and doing my webinar because there's still an impact that I need to make. So being consistent has allowed me to be the authority in my industry. Being consistent has allowed me to grow my business and grow my community. But most importantly, it's one of the key factors on why I have made millions of dollars in my business. Okay. Now, when we do these webinars, oftentimes we think, hey, when we do these webinars, oftentimes we think, what do we say? How do we start this webinar? And most of the time when we start off a webinar, people come in the room and we say this. All right, you guys, who we got in the room? Okay, we got Tennessee in the room. We got Alabama in the room. We got Georgia in the room. Okay, where you from? Nobody cares. Nobody cares where you're from, right? What they want to know is how you're going to help them or how you're going to serve them. So within the first 3 seconds, I am hooking you. I'm going to do something that captures your attention as soon as the webinar starts. I immediately say, if you can hear me okay, or you can see me okay, drop money in the chat. Or if you're ready to learn how you can get access to $50,000 to $100,000 in grants for your business, drop money in the chat. People are going to drop money because guess what? People love money. It doesn't matter if you're broke right now. It doesn't matter if you're a billionaire. Everybody wants to hear, how can I make some more money? So the first thing I'm doing is I'm making you drop something, making you drop a keyword inside that's going to immediately spark your interest. And now you're kind of leaned in a little bit more. So in the first 3 seconds, that's your hook. That's what's going to make people want to connect with you. That's what's going to make people stay inside so they can actually hear from you. You are selling from the beginning. Most people come inside of a webinar and they say, man, when I get to the part where I'm selling, I get so scared and I get so nervous. And I'm going to be honest, you guys, I was that person. I was the person that would have high energy throughout the entire webinar. And there was this certain slide on my webinar when I first started that I knew the next slide was going to be the amount of money that I was going to ask people for. And my energy would just shift. I would sink down in my chair and my tone would change. And my sell rate was terrible. But then I connected with Marcus. And Marcus was able to teach me and show me how as soon as you press play on the webinar, you're already selling. You're already seeding. You're already talking about the community. You're already talking about your offer. You're telling them from the beginning, I'm going to sell you something at the end of this. So now my entire webinar is the same tone. My entire webinar is the same energy. My entire webinar is a sell. I'm letting you know from the moment I press play on that webinar, at the end of this, I'm going to sell you something. If you buy it, it's up to you. It will change your life, not mine. So it's the confidence. Somebody type confidence in the chat. It's the confidence, and confidence sells. People connect with me and they buy from me because they say, man, your energy was just so amazing the entire webinar. You were so confident that this was going to change my life, and I'm excited to see what this will do. So the moment you press play on your webinar, you're selling. The moment you press play on your webinar, you are letting them know that you are going to buy something from me. When you do your webinars, you want to make sure that you have a clear, specific offer. Oftentimes people are amazing entrepreneurs and you're amazing at the things that you do, but you're trying to do too many things. There's sometimes you want to do grants, you want to do real estate, you want to do credit repair, you want to do business funding, you want to do Airbnbs, you want to do Turo, you're all over the place. But if you're teaching all of this and I go on your social media page and all of this is on your social media page, I don't have a clear way on how you're going to solve my problem. So you have to have a clear, specific offer. Your product, you have to have a name for your product. You have to have an outcome, a price, and who your audience is. If you can tell me how you're going to solve my problem, it's going to make it easier for me to buy from you. So have a clear, specific offer. Now, this is what I have. This is my 3-step strategy. High level strategy, right? Give them 3 steps on how you're going to help them or how you're going to change their life. Now, this is something I got from Coach. When I say Coach, I'm talking about Marcus, okay? This is something I got from Coach. In the webinar, I'm going to tell them there's 5 steps to get the result that you need. But today, because we only got time, I'm only giving you 3. So I'm giving them the framework, but the 3 are very powerful. The 3 are really just a foundation to help them get started. But to get number 4 and 5, guess what you got to do? You got to join my community, okay? You're teaching the what and the why. So you're teaching what this is. You're educating them about what your product is, what your service is, why they need your product, why they need your service, the problem that your service or your product is going to solve, and what you're going to sell is the how. You want to sell them how to actually do the thing that you're telling them to do. So my framework is 3 steps, 3 out of 5 steps to help you get access to grants for your business. Inside of my webinar, I'm telling them what grants are. I'm telling them why their business should and will receive a grant. And what I'm selling them at the end is how to actually go out and accomplish the thing that I'm telling them that they can do. This simple framework, this simple strategy that most people overthink is the reason I'm in front of you today. Now, your webinars. One of the most common mistakes that people make in their webinars, they try to gatekeep so much information. They're like, man, if I give them all of my good stuff, if I teach them, they don't need me. My webinar information and framework is so good, it's so powerful that there have been people that have went out and just did my webinar and got access to a grant because my information inside it, my free information is so good. But again, I'm selling you the how. So even though my free information is so good, there are people that are like, man, if she taught me all of this for free, if she was able to help me get clarity and help me understand why my business and my brand needs this, what else can she teach me when I lock in? So no gatekeeping, type no gatekeeping in the chat. Make the value irresistible. Give them something so good for free that they feel like it's crazy for them not to work with you. So you also want to make sure you're engaged inside of your entire webinar. Notice that when I'm talking to you, I'm having you drop keywords and things in the chat: confidence, money, commitment. And most of the time when we're doing webinars, there are people that say, all right, if you're a new entrepreneur, drop a 1 in the chat, drop a 2 in the chat. That doesn't move your audience. Make them drop keywords that tap into their mindset. Make them type keywords that will help them or push them over the edge when it's time for them to actually make the offer. So instead of dropping yes in the chat, I tell them to drop ready for more in the chat. Instead of saying drop a 1 in the chat, tell them to drop I'm committed in the chat. I invest in me. I'm ready for more. I'm ready to lock in. Things like that tap into their mindset to make them want to move to the next level. These are micro commitments. And when you keep your audience engaged and you allow them to commit throughout the entire webinar, it makes it easier for them to buy at the end. Oftentimes we do webinars, and I know you guys have been on webinars and people are just talking and it's like, womp, 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 womp. Have you ever been on a webinar like that before? Like it's just boring. And by the time that they get to whatever the price is, 1, you probably logged off, or 2, you're probably doing something else. You're probably scrolling on your phone and you're doing something else and you missed it. And you're like, man, if they were that boring in the webinar, I don't like their teaching style. But if my energy is high, I'm engaging. And what also happens is that when people see things in the comments, they feel like they missed out on something. So even if somebody did get sidetracked, they see the comments going crazy and they're like, oh man, what did they say? Okay, let me just type money real quick because everybody else is typing money. And so now it makes them interact again. Also build anticipation. Inside of my webinar, the reason why my success rate and the reason why my I've been able to hold people in the room a little longer is because I give away a free gift. And I tell them at the end of this, I'm going to give away something so powerful, and I make it sound amazing, you guys. I'm going to give away a free grant list. And now this isn't just any grant list. It took me hours to create this free grant list. And with this free grant list, it's so powerful that one of my community members actually won a $2,500 grant just off of the same list that I'm about to give you. How many people want this free grant list? And so there's people commenting, I want the grant list, I want the grant list, I want the grant list. And the entire webinar, I'm reminding them that, hey, you got to be in the room at the very end of the webinar to get the free grant list. So people are staying to the end because they want the free grant list. But can I tell y'all a secret? I need them to stay to the end so so everyone can hear my offer. So you give away something for free so that they stay into the end, okay? So keep them into the end. Make sure you make your offer, whatever your free thing is. Go to ChatGPT and say, hey, I need to do a free giveaway. As a matter of fact, don't go to ChatGPT. You have the mastermind. We will see you at the mastermind. And at the mastermind, Marcus will be able to tell you what your free item should be so that you can hold them over to the end, because ChatGPT might not give you a powerful thing, something that's powerful enough to hold your audience to the end. So you want to be able to mastermind and think about this. What is something so good that I can give people at the end of this that makes them stay into the end so they can hear my offer, but then I drop it at the end of it, okay? So keep them into the end. Handle objections immediately. This is so powerful, you guys. Oftentimes when it comes to the sale, we're like, man, why are people not buying from me? Because throughout the webinar, you're not tapping into that mindset of the people who think that what you're saying isn't for them. So what you can do is when you come to the mastermind, you're going to be able to work through your offer. You're going to be able to work with Marcus, and he's going to be able to tell you what those objections are. And throughout your entire webinar, you're going to target those objections. So what I do is I already know that there's a group of people that don't believe they can get access to grants. So in my webinar, I'm showing people, everyday people, and I'm giving testimonials and results of people that look like everyday entrepreneurs that are actually getting grants. So I'm showing the single mother, because there's so many single mothers that feel like they can't get grants. I'm showing the person that's 75 years old, because there's a group of people that feel like because of their age, they can't get grants. I'm showing the person who didn't grow up in the United States and English isn't their first language that got grants, because there's a group of people that feel like they can't get grants because of that. I'm showing the for-profits versus the nonprofits. I'm showing the things inside of my webinar through testimonials. Probably every 2 or 3 slides, you're going to see some type of testimonial, because I want people to know that they can do this. It's easy to hear from an expert. It's easy to hear from somebody that's actually doing the thing. But when you can see somebody that looks like you, they got a $10,000 grant, a $20,000 grant, or even a $100,000 grant, you're like, man, maybe I can do this. So handle the objections throughout the entire webinar, and that will help you with selling. Testimonials, y'all, are amazing strategy. People need to see proof. They need to see proof. We live in a world where everybody on social media is talking about so many things, and I can say anything. I can say I made $100 million yesterday. And there are people that, if I make a post right now and say, y'all, guess what? I made $100 million yesterday. There are people that will start congratulating me for making $100 million. But where's the proof? So inside of my webinars, I often show proof. I show proof of the person that got $20,000. I show proof of the person that got $120,000. I show proof of people that are inside of my community, and I actually screenshot my community. So now, and when I talk about this, I say, yeah, this is one of my community members. She received a $20,000 grant from American Express. People are already in the chat saying, how can I join the community? I haven't even set a price. I haven't set a price. All I did was seed that I had a community. Somebody type seed in the chat, because that's so important. Being able to know how to seed and when to seed. And you got people even wanting to work with you before you even drop a price is so powerful. People don't even care. Because you're able to solve a problem that they have, sometimes they don't even care about the price. They just want the solution. They just want the result. And it all starts with being able to seed. So use your testimonials, right? Give them the solution. Talk about how you're going to be the solution to their problem. And then those bonuses are going to be powerful, okay? When you are selling, when you are pitching, you have to create urgency. Now, when you are selling and when you are pitching, always remember that this is going to change their life. And I say things like this in my webinar often. When I press in on this webinar, I get to go back to my home. I get to go back and, go do whatever it is I need to do with my daughter. I get to go on vacation tomorrow. My life doesn't change, but this webinar, this information, or this community will change yours. Give fast action incentives, give bonuses. So for people that take action, action takers are money makers, success loves speed. I say all of these things that I have that are in my fridge, because we got to make sure the fridge is full. Things that are inside of my fridge that I have got from Marcus and my mentors that I use to help me sell and help my audience make the decision to move the needle. Now, don't be the person that says, yo, we only got 10 spots available. We only got 10 spots available, but really you got 100 people that you want to sell to. Because what's going to happen is people are going to say, man, those 10 are probably already taken. So you want to make sure you give fast action bonuses because success loves speed. You want to make sure you give some type of deadline. You can say, hey, you guys, I discounted my price, but this is only for tonight. You can say limited spots available, but don't put a number on it if you don't have a number. Now, if you only got 10 people, if you only got room for 10 people in your high ticket offer and you're going to max out at 10 people, then say 10 people. But you want to make sure that you're very honest and transparent about that, okay? Now, close with certainty, okay? Take action now. I tell people take action now. I am very confident in my close, again, because I know the power of my program. I know the power of my offer. I know the impact that it's going to make to the person on the other side of the screen. If they invest a $597, $697, or $1997 with me, it does not change my life. It does not change my life. The impact of my program will change theirs. So I am very confident in my close because I'm very confident in my offer. You have to be confident in your offer and the problem that your offer is going to solve and how you are the solution to somebody's problem. When you can find a problem and talk about how your business is going to be the solution, that is what's going to make people buy from you. Type it in the chat. Find a problem, be the solution. Find a problem, be the solution. That is what's going to help you make more money in your business. That is what's going to help you close on your offer. That is what's going to help you make millions of dollars. Nobody cares about your first name and last name. Nobody really cares about your struggle, your hardship, your story. What they care about is how you are going to be able to help them and how you are going to, most of them have a problem. How does your business be a solution to the problem? When I started teaching, when I was terminated from Wells Fargo, I got online, I started telling my story about being terminated from Wells Fargo. I wanted to help people get access to business funding and help them with their personal credit. And I didn't become the authority in my space until I really locked in on grants. And I realized that there was a problem that for-profit companies didn't know they even qualified for grants. My brand took off. People see me now and they're like, Coach K, how did you do this? It's been like 2.5, 3 years and you are locked in. You're all over the place. You're all over the, y'all, I have an international, as soon as I get off of here, I have an international magazine interview. An international magazine interview because of being an amazing speaker, because I am the authority in my space, because I locked in on my dreams and locked in on my goals. This didn't come until I got confident in my offer. I got confident in my vision. I got confident on the problem that I am solving for others and how my business is going to be the solution to the problem. Okay? Now, you have to become the missing piece. You have to become the missing piece to their puzzle. And I say things like this in my webinar. Anybody feel like they just putting all the pieces to the puzzle together, but there seems to just be one missing? Like you feel like you're doing all of the amazing work. You're locked in, you're going to the courses, you're going to the masterminds, you're going to the events, you're taking notes, but you feel like nothing seems to be connecting and something isn't working. Well, what if your missing piece can be a person? What if I'm your missing piece and I have the gem or I have the piece that goes into your puzzle to bring this all together? I showed them how I am the missing component, I'm the missing piece, and how I'm able to bring everything that they've been doing together so that we can get them an outcome or get them a result. Marcus is your missing piece. You've been trying to be a better speaker. You've been trying to be on more stages. You've been trying to grow your business to a 6 to 7 figure business. and you can't figure out why it's not happening, is because you don't know the right words, the right messaging. You don't know how to see, you don't know how to sell, you don't know how to pitch, you don't know how to communicate. But when you put all of those things together and you find your missing piece, everything around you changes. So you also have to have a winning formula, okay? So this is my winning formula. Consistency, 12 months of locking in, webinar once a week. My webinars are Mondays, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We run ads to the webinars. It's the same webinar. My webinar doesn't change. I have had the same slides for 2 years on my webinar. Now I go in and I change my testimonies and things like that, but the message is still the same. You want to make sure when you are repeating this information, y'all, I can say my webinar in my sleep. I can say my webinar from start to finish without even looking at my slides. Conversion, sell from the beginning. Give them 3 of the 5 steps, 3 of the 4 steps. Handle objections throughout the entire webinar. Have a strong and urgent close. Be confident when you're closing. Be confident in your message. Be confident in that you are the solution to their problem, and that when they buy from you, it is going to benefit them more than it will benefit you. Now, this is my webinar offer, okay? Value in selling. 1 hour teach, 1 hour pitch. If I am giving you information for an hour, I am selling to you for an hour. You have no idea that I'm selling to you for an hour, but I know based off of my slides. So if you're teaching for 30 minutes, you need to be selling for 30 minutes. If you are teaching for 2 hours, which is probably way too long, because information overload is a real thing, if this is a free webinar, you need to be selling for 2 hours. Okay. So if whatever I'm teaching, I'm also pitching. Okay. Storytelling with purpose. People relate to stories. So the entire time throughout my webinar, I'm telling stories that tap into their mindset. I'm telling them stories about the first time I made my large investment, which was $25,000 with Marcus. I'm telling them about walking in the room with Marcus and my first investment that I was going to make, and there being 7, 8, and 9 figure entrepreneurs, and I'm the smallest person in the room. But now I walk in the room and I'm neck and neck and shoulder with these people that make 7, 8, and 9 figures. I tell these stories so that it connects with them and people remember the stories. People come up to me and say, Coach K, I remember your gas station story. And I was that same person overdrafting my account to pump gas to get back and forth to work. People remember stories. And then also position you as the next step to their journey. Make sure, now for me, my offer is different. There are some people that do offers to communities. There's some people who offer to challenges. There's some people that do offer into their high ticket programs. My offer is a community. So people ask Coach K, well, how have you grew your community to you have one community that has over 14,000 people in it. You have another community that has over 7,000 people. And now you just started another community that almost has 1,000 people inside. My community is my primary product. So oftentimes when you see what I'm pitching, I am pitching my community. My community has 3 ways to be a part of it. You have a lifetime option, an annual option, and a monthly option. The lifetime option, I position it as the best option. When I'm pitching this, I say, has anybody ever have you been to like a special event or a club or something, and there's like a VIP line and there's a regular line, and you standing in a regular line and people just walking past you going in the club, and you've been like, you know what? I want to be over there. That's what my lifetime option is. It's VIP. It gets you access to all of the exclusive resources faster and quicker than everybody else. It gets you access, exclusive entry into the room. Now, yes, annual and 3-month option is an amazing option and it still gets you inside. But we always know that the people in VIP have the best time. The people in VIP get the best results. So I am selling lifetime, but still telling them that, hey, if you are not in a space where you can do lifetime right now, there's still other options available for you, okay? So I am seeding my community. I push lifetime because it maximizes my upfront revenue. I'm able to do payment options on my lifetime option as well. And then it eliminates the retention risk because they're already inside the program for life, okay? 30-minute pitch. When I am pitching, I'm value stacking. I'm talking about payment arrangements. I talk about payment arrangements my entire pitch. I talk about the value of payment arrangements my entire pitch, because the reality is the majority of the people inside of my room cannot afford my program at this moment. And so I talk about payment arrangements. I talk about the benefit of the payment arrangements. I even do something so serious, something that, I don't know, should I share this? I'm going to give y'all this. When I talk about my payment arrangement, I say this one thing. I say, hey, if you signed up for a payment arrangement today, how much did you have to pay out of pocket today? And there's people that come inside and they say, hey, I signed up for a payment arrangement and I paid $0 today. I signed up for a payment arrangement and I paid $50 or $75. And I'm like, okay, how many people would love to sign up and be a part of Lifetime today and pay nothing out of pocket today? And my sales immediately start going crazy because now the people that were hesitating doing the payment arrangement option can see that they can sign up today, get access to this mastermind of this community, and potentially pay $0 out of pocket. It moves the needle. It moves the needle. I talk about payment arrangements and payment options so much that people are like, man, maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do, man, it won't hurt me to invest $75, $100, $200 into this program once a month. It won't. I waste that money. I waste that money on DoorDash. I waste that money on Netflix. I waste that money on Starbucks. And if I could just step back for just a second and invest in something that will help me grow and invest in something that will help me dominate in my industry, why would I not do this? It makes people tap into their mindset, that rejection that they thought that they were going to feel. And then I tell them the benefit of it. So, and I'm letting the room do the work. I'm letting the room sell for me. The room is selling. If you look in the comments, the room is saying, yeah, I use Clarity Pay and I didn't have to pay anything out of pocket today. I use Sizzle and Sizzle made me pay $19 to get started today. And people are like, man, I can pay $19 and be a part of a mastermind. I can pay $100 or $200 or $300 a month and invest in something that will help me make me better and help me make more money. Why am I not doing it? All right. So again, we talked about finding the problem and talking about how you can be the solution to the problem. This is the strongest framework that you can do. Inside of my webinars, I'm also dropping, y'all, my team is probably going to be like, Coach K, what are you doing? Inside of my webinars, I also talk about affiliate options. If I am referring something inside of my webinar, I am dropping a link inside of my webinar so people that can click on it. So even if you don't buy anything from me, guess what? I'm still making money because you clicked on my affiliate link and bought something from my affiliate link. So we make sometimes an extra 6 figures a month just off affiliates, okay? Handling objections live. So sometimes I do allow people to drop questions inside of the chat. So I'll say, hey, something I got from my coach, something I got from Marcus. Hey, what's stopping you from investing right now? Usually there's a couple of things that are stopping you from investing and stopping you from take action. One, it might be the person, right? You might not feel like I am the best coach from you. And then I might go down a rabbit hole on why I am the best coach and how I can help anybody in the room. The next thing is you might feel like it's the product. The product, you might feel like this isn't for you or this isn't the right time. And then I can go down a rabbit hole and I talk about how the product is going to help you no matter where you are in your business. And then the third thing is the price. You might say that the price doesn't work for you, but then I'm tapping into how you have something that you're paying. I might talk about how you have an iPhone that all you do is use it for gossip. And you have this iPhone on a payment plan, the payment arrangement is not making you any more money, but this is something that can help you make more money and you want to invest into it. So I talk about the product, I talk about the person, which is me, and I talk about the price. These are usually three reasons why people won't buy. I'm tapping into all of them. I got that from Marcus. I can't take credit from that. But it does help me make more money in my webinar. It's the power of investing. It's the power of having a coach. It's the power of having somebody who can give you the blueprint, who's your missing piece and can teach you the things that you've been hesitating or that you didn't even know how to do. I would never know that, man, people don't buy because of those 3 reasons. I thought that they just didn't have the money to buy my product. People have the money. They have the money. You just have to convince them that they need to spend the money with you. All right. In the end of the webinar, I told you guys I give out a bonus. And don't just say, hey, you guys, I have a bonus for everybody at the end of the webinar. Nobody cares. They've heard that before. It's probably going to be a 1-page ebook or 1-page framework, and nobody really wants that. I make my free bonus sound so amazing that people are like going crazy in the chat. Like, why can't you drop it now? This is what I say. Hey, you guys, I realize that there's so many entrepreneurs that, they're looking for grants and they're trying to find grants, but they have absolutely no idea where to find it. Well, what if I could make that process easier for you? And I give you a list of maybe 10 to 15 grants. I think it's about, maybe $100,000, $150,000 in grants. if I could give you guys access to this free grant list tonight, would you lock in and stay to the end? And you got people saying, yes, 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 I'll stay. I'm like, you guys, this grant list is so powerful that one of my community members, and I say my community member's name, I think it's Megan. One of my community members, Megan, received a $2,500 grant using this same free grant list that I'm about to give you. Y'all don't tell anybody else about this grant list, but you got to stay into the end. You can't send me a message. You can't email my team. You have to be in the room at the end of this so I can give you the free grant list. And so people are staying inside of the webinar into the end. But the whole point of this is I need them to hear my offer. So this is how you increase them from standing to the end, okay? So this is my community structure. I have a free community. I have a paid community. And then inside of our communities, we do often host challenges as well. So this is my framework, you guys. I have a free community, a paid community, which is a mentorship. I have an academy program, which is my high ticket offer. And then I have a VIP day, which is a mentorship. And this is how people get to work with me. All right. So I understand that there's so many entrepreneurs in this space that they want access to they want access to growing their business, to elevating their business and helping them get to the next level. But I can tell you the key to all of this is tapping in with somebody who can give you the framework. My business did not grow until I connected with people who were already doing the work. Don't try to figure it out on your own. Don't try to watch a YouTube video. Don't try to go to ChatGPT. Get directly connected with the person who has the entire framework and just ask them how. One of my favorite books is Who Not How by Dan Sullivan. Oftentimes we go to these webinars, we go to these seminars, we go to these summits, and we're thinking in our head, man, when this ends, how am I going to do all of this? How am I gonna lock in? How am I gonna become a better speaker? And oftentimes it's who can help me become the best. Who can teach me how to be the greatest of all time? Who can help me elevate and who can grow? And your who is Marcus. How do I know? Because he did it for me. So that's my time, you guys. I love Marcus, Coach. I love you. I appreciate you for sharing your platform with me. And I pray I provided value.
Number one, clap it up for Coach K. I was saying it earlier. You are by far one of my favorite people. Your mom is my people. I don't know. I mean, it's a toss-up, mom and grandma, and you know how I am about your family. And what's been amazing is watching your journey. Like, you were so quiet my first few times when I met you, like just smiling, just sitting back. Now it's this ball of fire, like just watching you, man. And I don't say anything publicly. I don't say privately. I was sitting at your event. We were sitting backstage. And even now, I ask your permission. Hey, do you mind if I offer you some coaching on that? Mm-hmm. Your retention, your ability to, I could whisper 10 things. Hey, Coach, I do this, and this. And watch you just boop, 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 get up and do it to a T is insane. And I was bragging on you earlier, talking about your work ethic. What do you think has changed for you? From a year and a half, 2 years ago, because we met at, I was speaking for Cassandra's event, to now, like, what has changed for you mentally? Because I think that's the part nobody talks about, that mental game.
So I think one thing is being around. I think there's so much power in proximity and being around people that are making 7, 8, 9 figures. Like hearing somebody say, we were at a mastermind and somebody mentioned like their goal was $10 million a month. And I was like, yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah. Wait a minute. And my screensaver on my phone my screensaver on my phone is my goal, but it's not that. And to hear her say that was her goal. So mentally, it's just being around people who are doing the things that I want to do and connecting with people, having conversations, masterminds. We were at a mastermind and I learned one thing in that mastermind that mastermind was what? May? When we were in Miami, I learned one thing at that mastermind that's already made me 6 figures.
But once again, though, you're not a sit and be married to your notes. I've seen you. You will hear something and get up and do it right then. Or I think before your first event, when I was talking about like altar call, this is this. I said, me and Neil was tapping each other. I was like, I just told her that. Like, what's smart is just like your ability to execute in your work ethic. Because even when you're talking about one of the things we are emphasizing, this creating your own stage. Mm-hmm. You do the weekly webinar, that's a stage, but that stage has created other stages that you get on, which people don't realize. And you can hear the reps, you can hear your confidence. One of the things I'm watching with you today, your cadence has shifted. Because here's the real thing, and I don't say this openly all the time. When you first learn dance steps, you count them. When you completely learn them, you groove. So your
Mhm.
cadence changes because you know where you're going. Like
Yeah.
you can feel the difference in cadence. You're not thinking. It's almost out of body. You can see the confidence, man. I'm not saying nothing to you I haven't said. I'm so proud of you. Like,
Well,
oh my God. Every time I see you speaking, doing webinars, press runs, TV, radio, what city, state, country you in right now?
I'm in Atlanta, but I got an international interview in 30 minutes. So I got a magazine cover for an international interview. And all of this came from speaking, from being a better speaker, being clear on what I'm doing, how I'm dominating the space, and it all came from being a part of your program.
You know what's crazy? I run into people all the time that say, Coach K talked about you. Coach K talked about you. Thank you, like for mentioning me in rooms I'm not in. You've connected me with people via text too, like all the time.
Yeah.
So if you need anything from me, it goes without saying. But I'm honored to be your coach, that you champion it. You don't keep it a secret. And just watching your acceleration and your growth, you still owe me an interview. I'm supposed to interview you for Entrepreneur Speaker Podcast, but
Let's
you're
do
so
it.
booked and busy, you don't have time for us little people no more.
Anytime you call, you know I'm coming.
Well,
I appreciate you.
let me know when you're back in Atlanta, because
Okay.
I want to interview you, as well as one of the things we're rolling out is also, which I haven't even told it to you. We've got a certification, so we got certified internationally and in the States. But the way I'm doing it is I'm basically taking a handful of people, like 30, 40 people, and the way it's designed is building their assets. So I build their keynote speech. I show them how to take one or two stories and turn them into speaking, sales, etc. I build their pitch, their presentation. But the dope part is they actually present every month. So in the
Wow.
room, let's say if it's 40 people, they learn it, they actually do it in the room, and the people in the room vote. Whoever wins that month, we actually stream it on my YouTube at the end of that month, whatever we're on. So if we're on speaking, they speak. When we're on presenting, they present. When we're on pitching, they pitch. When we're on podcasts and panels, I actually interview them. And at the end of it, we do an in-person celebration and graduation. So here's what I mean. Everybody in it gets the celebration. Only those who master the skill get the certification. Everybody don't get that certification. It
Wow.
says that you are an entrepreneur speaker, and we're building a Rolodex for now. I can give them speaking engagements that I don't want to take. Like
Mm,
today, I got offered to speak in Jacksonville for 7,500. I knew I wasn't going. I would have given that to someone I knew who mastered the skill. I'll take them. Remember how I bought the guy with me to your conference as an
mhm.
exposure weekend? He was back. I'm gonna do more of that. Like let them come along. So when I go to Miami for a mastermind, when I speak somewhere, so
That's
here's what I'm
awesome.
gonna need you. I'm gonna need some judges that are alumni to be able to figure out. So we'll have what we call featured speakers. So out of the 40 or 35 or 40 people, like five or either seven, I'm trying to figure out the number, will be featured speakers, and we'll create something that's called Entrepreneur Speaker Talk, like our version of a TED Talk. And they'll come in, they'll do the presentation, but it'll only be from that 40, 5 to 7 people that win that. So I need you
I'm
to be a
game.
judge. Like, I'm gonna be like, Coach K, did they use H5? Because they have to do an H5 presentation. Hey,
Okay.
did they use P4 for storytelling? So you'll know all the formulas that we've taught. Hey,
Absolutely.
in their pitch, did they do the value stack? Did they do the weak spot? Did they do the transition? You see, I'm making them master these specific skills. So I'm gonna
Let's
need you
do
on
it.
that.
Okay. Just give me a date and time. You know I'm there.
Just move to Atlanta already. I mean,
You know,
geez.
I'm It's close.
Can y'all do me a favor in the chat and say we love you, Coach K? Like, man, such a sweetheart. We love you, Coach K.
Thank you guys. I love you guys too. Thank you, coach.
Love you to life. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Awesome. I appreciate you.
Oh, it's 2:17, y'all. We done at 3. We got a small window of time to do a whole lot. So let's do this very, very, very quick. Um, Mike, Coach Christian, can we just celebrate and welcome some of our some of those people who've become entrepreneur speakers? Can we do that really, really quick? I just need 1 second to
Of
blow my
course.
nose because my sinuses is acting up really, really crazy. Give me
Of
one
course.
second.
I love it. I love it. Let's go ahead and do that. We had several jump in. If you already invested, you could let us know in the chat. But Christopher Carter, Chris just jumped in a few seconds ago. So congratulations. We also had Pam Bradford jump in while Coach K was speaking. So shout out to Pam for jumping in and being a part of the next cohort. I'm excited. So, Coach, I had a question while people are letting us know they're working on it in the chat. I wanted to let you answer a question I'm seeing, right? And some people are asking this question of, is this for me if? Is this for me if? That's all I'm seeing in the chat and the team's hitting me up. So I want to ask you, Coach, a few of the questions that I'm seeing, and then you can, answer it on in your own way if you're free at the moment. So one of the questions I'm seeing is, will this work for me if I'm here and I don't maybe have the most business revenue right now? I have an offer, but maybe I'm at a place where I'm just kind of starting that offer and just starting to sell it.
One of the beautiful things about this program is that it's entrepreneur speaker. So there's the business side and there's the speaking side. So I saw that question too, Tuck, and I saw people saying, oh, I don't have an offer. Once you have a clear business idea, something you would like to be known for, everything in your life and business gets better if you get better with words. So speaking is a skill that you need to master to go with your business component. So not having a strong business structure is not a reason to not work on the speaking skill. Inside of the program, we give you 2 systems and 2 skills. When we say systems, we don't mean ClickFunnels, GHL. That's not our definition. Systems means business development, marketing. So we help you in terms of what you should be doing to be building your business. Then we give you 2 skills, speaking as a skill, sales as a skill. So when we say 2 systems, business development, marketing, 2 skills, speaking skill, sales skill. So this is going to help you grow your business. Even if you just become a better speaker, it drives the business because now anything you speak well about, people are going to ask you, how can I get more of it? How can you serve me? That's why we focus on the business development side, because you would have heard Coach Marcus say, the money is made off the stage. Yes, you may be paid $10K for a speaking engagement on stage. But what if you had a $1,000 offer, a $2,500 offer, a $5K offer? When you come off the stage, that's where business is important. So I hope I've drilled that into the ground, Tucker, because I keep seeing, I have an offer, I have a business. Is this for me? Entrepreneur speaker. 2 systems, 2 skills.
Oh,
I love it. I love it. I hope did that make sense? Was that clear for you all? Let us know in the chat if that was super clear for you all. I feel like that was amazing explanation of it, but I just want to make sure that we were all on the same page. Dawn says, can you confirm I joined? Dawn, our team actually said just now that they saw it come through. So congratulations. Check your email after you purchase. You should have received everything. So Coach Angela says, yes, that was a great explanation. So thank you. Thank you so much. But a couple people had a question about the afterpay options and everything. So let me show you exactly how those work. And I want to make sure that you guys get ultimate clarity on that before Marcus comes up here and takes us out for the day. So when you go to this site, I just want to show you, because there was a couple instances where I saw people asking that, and I figured it's better just to show you. So if you try to use like the Afterpay, Klarna, any of those on the payment plans, it won't work, okay? It has to be on the 1997. They just don't allow us to do it on like the 1200 subscription, okay? So when you go in here and you go to check out, it should be in the drop down here. So if you can't see it on this initial, click this drop down and then you can click Afterpay. Now you're gonna have to put your address in, you have to put your email in, and then once you're done with your email and address, you're just gonna go and click order now. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna redirect you to a separate page where you can go fill out an application. Now the cool thing about Klarna, Afterpay, Sezzle, Split most of them don't even require you to really do much to see if you qualify. There's no hard inquiries or hard pulls to see if you get approved for it. So a lot of people like just going in there and entering their information and just seeing what they qualify for. And so I would recommend everybody do that if you're here and you're looking for a creative way to jump into the program. But it's only on the 1997 page. And I saw several people actually using those options recently today. We had somebody use the Split It, which Split It, what they do is they look at your credit limits on your credit cards and they match that. They'll say, oh, okay, you got $5,000 credit limit. We'll match that and give you that much in loan for this program that you want to purchase. So we also had somebody earlier today use the Afterpay. So those two seem to be Afterpay and Split It are very popular ones. And so shout out to you all that are taking that up. And so Pam just jumped in. Everybody put congratulations, Pam, in the chat. We had Atina Smith
Congratulations,
just
Pam.
jump in. Congratulations. So
You're welcome.
Marcus, we'll pass it over to you, brother. We want to make sure you have enough time to wrap this up before you got to jet out at 3. But keep working on it. If you need to text us, team, drop the phone number one more time. This is one of the last times I'm saying the phone number, just because we're going to go straight into the VIP session. So if you need anything, Izzy is here on our team. She would love to help you. She could hop on a call with you, but the phone number is in the chat if you need help. So Marcus, floor is yours.
Family, everybody ready to finish strong? Everybody ready to finish strong today? This is session 2. How did y'all enjoy Coach K? I loved it. How many of y'all realize we could have just done day 3? Like between that first session I did, Coach K today, and this one, it's like that joker was action packed. I really want to bundle and repackage this thing, we love her absolutely. Like today has been crazy. One of the things I'm big on, St. Clair, Yolanda, is I don't like to provide anybody anything I wouldn't want myself. So if you ever been to an event with me, I never serve sandwiches because I don't eat sandwiches. I don't eat any cold food. So I don't give anybody anything I wouldn't want myself. I don't go to anything I don't do anything that I wouldn't attend. So the way we structured this, I was like, we need to provide real information. We need to provide real system, real strategy, real process. So if you notice in our first session, one of the things that I was dealing with is letting you into the buyer-seller economy, meaning in the economy we're currently in, there are people who are selling things and wondering why it's hard to sell. There are people who are buying or hesitant to buy, and I wanted to give you insight on why they buy, why they don't buy. Do everybody remember we were talking about that? So let's recap this really quick. We were talking about we were talking about the buyer-seller economy. I didn't deal with the taxes just yet. The taxes, what are the taxes that are currently happening online? What's the tax that we currently have to pay if we're going to generate revenue and sales? We all know that for the rest of your life in our economy, you're going to pay taxes, and you actually pay more if you don't understand how it works. Don't get me started. Some years ago, Hollis, before I really understood business and had certain pieces in place, I didn't realize that making more money, I would actually have less money. Here's why. Until I learned certain strategies. Here's why it happened. I wasn't used to making millions of dollars, and I didn't realize the more you make, the less you pay in taxes. So I actually made more money I kept more money when I made less money until I learned certain things. So I figured out, watch this. The more money you make, I had to learn a skill called intentional spending. I had a high tax bill because I saved too much money and didn't spend enough. But because I've been broke so long, I wanted to hold on to the money, and I didn't realize holding on to it, I pay more in taxes. If you don't shift that as your income grows, you're like, hold on. So I got to keep more of it when I made 300. When I made $1 million, I could have spent 200, 300. Then I got smart later on, Dr. Olivia, and I realized, the tax system is an incentive system where I can actually buy things that the business needs to make more money, and I get to keep more of it. So you mean to tell me I can buy a vehicle and get 100% write-off? You mean to tell me that education is 100% write-off? So I can attend, which I did, an event in Phoenix, Arizona that was $2,500 to attend, and I get to write off the $2,500 and the first class flight and the hotel and the golf because it showed up looking like consulting clients. So now that was in December. I could spend $15,000, write that off, but I can generate 6 figures in revenue from that. Yes. So What we don't know as we grow changes everything. So why am I explaining this? This tax that we pay that I'm going to go into as well. Let's recap this really quick. Let me start my clock. I got 25 minutes. Lord, how I'm going to do all this in 25 minutes. Y'all ain't praying for me. Ain't that what they say in church? Y'all ain't praying for me. Yeah, stretch your hand this way. All right. Stretch your hand this way. How am I going to get through this, Dr. Olivia, in 25 minutes? Y'all know I ain't never met a word I don't like. I like all of them. I have never met a word I don't like. Whew. Okay. Let's recap this really quick. Well, let me stop my clock. I'm going to start my clock at the recap. We said we're in a versus battle. What's the first versus battle? Type it in the chat. You versus them. So I love it. You versus them. So it's the you that runs a business, that wants to make money, that wants a fee, versus the them that wants it for what? Free. So if we are speaking to sell, we need certain levers of communication that helps them see why they should buy. This is why speaking becomes a superpower. This is why speaking and communication, unspoken, underneath it, Jamisha, this is why subconscious speaking, where you're using words to speak to their subconscious mind that doesn't have reason or logic. The subconscious brain doesn't have reason or logic. The conscious brain does. So there's forms of communication that can speak to their subconscious that uproots fear, doubt, worry, and their subconscious is their imagination, their desires. So feeling is there, but logic isn't there. So if they want it for free, we sometimes can speak to their humanity to show them empathy. Is that fair? So normally, unless a person has some mental things going on, or unless a person has some character deficiencies, we normally want to do what is fair. We want equity. We don't want to do something that isn't in equity, that is fair to us but unfair to someone else. Is that accurate? We want to take advantage of someone. We don't want to feel like we're stealing. So if we communicate in a way that shows people the humanity of it, it assists us using speaking to move away from those who expect only for free, to realize the value of why they should pay a fee. So speaking does that. Make sense? In the buyer economy, that's why you need that. All right. Now the second versus battle. Does everybody remember the second one? Talking versus speaking. We got into some good stuff on that one, didn't we? What example did we use on talking versus speaking? Anybody remember? What crystallized that for us? How do we know if we're talking versus speaking? How do we know if we're talking versus speaking? The bullseye. So what happens when my words make contact with their mind? So I am picturing in my head, the white ball is my clarity, is what I'm aiming at mentally, it's what I'm thinking about, it's what I'm processing, it's my notes, it's my PowerPoint, it's my presentation. So I know I want to talk about my brand, but what do I say? So the clarity of your mind is one thing, but the communication of your mouth is when you aim your thoughts and your words and say, this is what I want to happen when it makes contact. Hey, I'm going to use this word to make contact with their emotions. I'm going to use this word to make contact with their fear. I'm going to use this word to make contact with their confusion. I'm going to use this word to make contact with their aspirations. So it is the strategic skill you use. Make sense? Does that make sense for everybody? Say, I'm with you. All right. So, St. Clair, this is why I keep emphasizing, like a broken record, speaking is a skill, because you don't write down notes to learn how to do this. Wouldn't you have to practice this, have it measured for someone to make tweaks, etc.? Wouldn't we have to get some reps in on this? This is why we have Entrepreneur Speaker Cafe on Thursdays. This is why we have Skill Lab. This is why we have presentation practice. This is why we have co-working sessions, implementation. This is why in our community, we don't just do you coming and learning. We give you space to actually implement and do, because speaking is a skill. So you wouldn't read a book, write notes, or chat GPT how to shoot like Steph Curry. You would actually have to get out there and put your elbow on the ball, watch game film, and say, see what you did there, and measure what went wrong. In speaking, you have to acquire the skill, and train your nervous system. I'm gonna say it again, train your nervous system, because whenever you feel whenever cortisol is in the body, it shuts down the neural pathways of your mind. It hurts creativity and communication. It's the same way if you lose your keys, that feeling comes up where you or you're missing something that you feel sick to your stomach. That feeling shuts down your ability to see clearly, think clearly. So you got to train your nervous system on speaking, because the more nervous you are, the less clear you are. That's why we make you get reps in. Is this too heavy, or do you realize, okay, I get why you're explaining it's a skill and it becomes a system and a sequence, Sequoia, because once you have the skill and you know how to do it, you still need to know as a system and a sequence, what order do I do this in? Hey, Marcus, you're talking about speaking to sell, but I'm also going to be speaking to bring transformation once they pay me. Is it a difference between when I'm speaking to sell versus what I do once they pay me? Yes. That's a different system. That's a different sequence. Y'all are starting to get this so much more now. Like, this is something that is an ongoing thing. Okay. So we got the 2 versus battles. 234. I wish I had time. Jesus, Jesus. I'm trying to mentally think about what to skip. Thank you, Reverend Jacqueline. This is not a class. Do y'all remember on the kickoff call that I told y'all it's not a class, not a course, it's not a webinar? I will emphasize this so much. I am not your teacher. I am not a teacher. You are not a student. You will never get homework from me. You're grown. It's a plan of action. We do business, we do speaking engagement. So anytime we meet, it is a business meeting or it's a speaking engagement. That's it. Okay? So how many of y'all are seeing, though, with what you're getting this week? I'm letting you in on communication psychology, sales psychology. You're starting to understand not just what's going on. Well, one part of it, I was talking about what's going on in your head and your heart, because that shows up in your speaking, but we're also understanding what's going on in their mind, what's going on in their head, what they need to keep listening. All right, 2 versus battles down. We got this 3rd versus battle. I told you what it was going to be. 3rd versus battle. Teaching versus selling. Oh, y'all been writing good notes. Dr. Shanta already knew it before I said it. Teaching versus selling. Anybody need this? Anybody need it? Sharita said, Sharita Martin said, I'm taking business classes and communication. This is a whole different ballgame. 100%. 100%. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, I've got an MBA. And it's a whole nother world, real class practice and, really understanding. I won't go into levels of that, but like, it's a whole nother school of thought and a whole nother skill and practice, et cetera. Okay. Teaching versus selling. I'm going to try my absolute best to contain myself, and I don't know why my brain went to this. I was born in 1984. Who remembers those old commercials? The guy with the boring voice, Clear Eye. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Where he, this is gonna be so exciting. You can put the eye drop in your eyes. Y'all remember that guy who's in the commercial? So I'm gonna try to talk like him right now. I'm gonna try my best to just stay in pocket. I'm gonna try my best to stay in pocket and do it like him. Okay. So everyone, for the next few moments, what I want to go into is teaching versus selling. I want you to have an opportunity to write these notes down and be able to track and follow with me step by step. If that's okay, say that's okay. Woo! That's funny to me. Because I used to watch Saved by the Bell, and I used to see him on there. Y'all don't know nothing about Zach Morris and AC Slater. Y'all don't remember Jessica Spano. I'm so excited. I'm just can't hide it. Y'all don't remember Screech. You're too old to remember that. You don't remember. Well, y'all just give me a second because I'm still recovering from when Kelly cheated on Zach with Ted. I can't believe she did Zach like that, cheated on that man. And I thought we'd always be forever. Woo! Okay, let's come back. Come back. Marcus, you taking up time. Ah, you taking up time. Didn't the nostalgia take you back to that moment? Who remembers seeing it? The nostalgia takes you back to the moment. All right. Teaching versus selling. Teaching versus selling. Now that we have this, and y'all got to excuse me, Dave, my sinus has decided to just punch me in the face, like nose, eyes, everything. Woo! Okay. Here's the way I'm going to explain this. And it's so unique that I'm walking us through teaching versus selling, and I'm using the skill of teaching married with the skill of speaking. Can everybody see, those who've been with me the last few days, that day one I did more speaking? Today you can probably see the pedagogical style of teaching, how I systematically am making associations, comparisons to take something you do not understand and connect it in a way that you can understand it. Like using the pool example and metaphors, analogies, being able to use words to paint vocal pictures and images, etc. So I'm using more of a teaching style mixed with speaking. These are two different things. These are two different things, okay? Right now, we're about to teach a little bit. Okay. So teaching versus selling. Here's what you must understand in a speak to sell presentation and teaching versus selling, etc. You have to understand, write this down, the environment of the room you're selling in. The environment of the room you're selling in. Environment of the room you're selling in. All right. Now, here is where we crystallize this statement. Everyone walks into your room, and I'm going to use a word picture. I'm going to use a word picture. I'm going to use a word picture. I'm going to use words to paint a picture. So I'm going to compare people coming into a virtual room, in a room, in your social. I'm going to compare it to people walking into your house. Got it? Use a word picture so you can see. Can everybody picture your front door? Whether you live apartment, townhouse, house, can you see your front door? Can you see your front door? You can see it right now? I want you to imagine somebody walked into the door, walked into your house, and it's muddy outside. It's a puddle right outside the door. It's muddy. They stepped into it, and they walked right into your house, and they're walking, tracking that mud all through your whole house. Can you have any conversation with them without looking down and seeing the mess they make it inside your house? Yeah. Hey, I'm so happy to see you. Wait. Your shoes. Now watch this. All they could see is what they want to say and what they want to do. All you could see is the nastiness of what they're tracking into your room. When people come into the environment of your room, you're positive. You don't have limiting belief. You don't think that, like for myself, I don't think that there's a such thing as a whole lot of money. I don't have emotional trauma surrounding money, ideas, people. I don't have scarcity ideas. I think there's always more than enough of everything. I think that there is always more than enough of everything. I'm not even stingy. Like, just think about this, y'all. You're getting me this week for 12 hours, all this information. Like, how are you going to do 12 hours and 12 weeks and then move on and podcasts? Why do I believe that way? Because I believe that I'm connected to an unlimited source. So, and he told me, give and it'll come back to me. So the more ideas I give to you, the more ideas I receive. But there are people who don't think that way that enter into my space. So watch this. Everyone walks into your room, into your business, into your email, into your DMs with dirty thoughts and feelings. With dirty thoughts and feelings. We're going to be so didactical and specific. Christian, you're going to love what we're doing right now. Because the approach to this, this is honestly to everyone that is a part of Entrepreneur Speaker Mastermind. This conversation ends today and continues Monday because we're building out a speak to sell presentation. So where we end today, we pick right back up, and I'm actually going to give you, because we're about to walk through the thoughts that they have, the feelings that they have before they buy. I'm going to give you a list for this on Monday. So you'll know the exact things they're thinking, the exact things they're feeling, and you'll know what to say in what we call the 4 speeches. The speech before they enter the room, the speech before they register, the speech that you give. So it's not just your presentation. We're talking about what content made them aware in terms of traffic. So you'll learn, write this down, TLS on Monday, how to generate traffic, how to generate the right leads, and how to give a speech and close a sale. We call it TLS. So it'll be the traffic speech, the lead speech, the sales speech, and then the actual presentation that happens there. So on Monday night, we go into, it'll be TLS. I don't want to say 2S because it's kind of connected, speaking to sale. So this conversation will pick back up on Monday, okay? I see you, Lisa. I got you. Just make sure you're there, sis. I see you, girl. Yeah, I know you're ready, okay? So watch this. If everyone walks into your business, your life, your zone, your room with dirty thoughts and dirty feelings, how do you make them take their shoes off? See how we're teaching this? Now, here we go. We are currently in, let's loop this thing all the way around because I want you to learn how to do this. How did Marcus take the thought that began at 12 and wrap it back into the thought that is continuing at 2:45? Because it's one conversation. Day 1, day 2, day 3. I could take all 3 days and make it one speech. I can make it one training, one podcast. When you clear, you should be able to take one speech and it could be diversified into a 16-week program. It could be an entire season of podcasts. It could be a content series. It could be an email series. It could be a marketing campaign. This is how you got to learn how to master speaking and use it in a multitude of ways to grow all these things. It could be placed in a book. Make sense? So watch this. We're about to take a thought and do a loop all the way back to the beginning. I told you we are doing a State of the Union address. Did I not? Did I not? Did I not? And I said, if we were doing a State of the Union address, we would talk about the economy. Well, I talked about it because I told you about the buyer and the seller economy, but I also said we would talk about what else? Taxes. So if we're talking teaching the sale, we right there underneath it talking about taxes. Listen, we are currently in a trust recession where people that enter your room have dirty thoughts and dirty feelings because trust has been broken. It's not all their fault. People promised to do something and did not do it. People charged them and did not do the thing that they said that they was going to do. Now, some of it as well is a lack of buyer education. Whereas because we buy a lot from Amazon, people will buy from you and expect to receive the thing in one day. Hey, I just paid. And that's Sunday evening. You just left from church, took your nap and chilling with your family. And hey, I just purchased early today. I didn't receive nothing back. Ma'am, that's not Amazon. We ain't got 100,000 people sitting waiting to call and text. You'll get it. See you tomorrow morning. Some of it is buyer education. Okay. Not all, but some is buyer education. But we are in a current recession. So watch this. What you're currently paying and how long it takes people to buy is a trust tax. Watch this. What you're currently paying, Ebony, is a trust tax. Ebony, I saw your message inside of Entrepreneur Speak. I'm so happy when you're talking about how clear you're getting and what you shifted and changed with your messaging and with AI and all that. So proud of you. Let me know how I can support you even more to build that all out. Okay. So proud of you. So what we're currently paying is a trust tax. Okay. You are paying the tax of when there is low trust. Now watch this. What buys down the trust tax the fastest is speaking. I'll explain why. If you're right now saying, Marcus, my struggle is watch this, and please let me know really quick because I got to move fast. How many of you are struggling with trying to figure out what should you give away for free versus what should you save as the stuff you charge for? Now watch this. Has anybody in this room watched my YouTube before? Like any of my podcasts or my YouTube training videos, any of that? Let me see how many videos we got on here. Christian, how do we see? I think you can click on there and see how many videos have been uploaded total, can't you?
Yes.
I'd venture to say it's in the thousands. I'm not quite sure, but I would venture
Probably.
to say it's in the thousands, right? Now, because of the trust tax, I have to pay 6 figures a year to put out free videos on YouTube to pay down the tax of lack of trust.
1,700 videos.
1,700 videos, free. That's the tax I pay because trust is low. I think 2 thumbnail people that create my thumbnails, and we create 3 to 6 thumbnails for every single upload. I want you to think about this. If we put up 3 videos a week or 2 videos a week, we got to create 3 thumbnails on the first one because we're testing them. We take them down based on like CTR and click rate, etc. Another person writes the description. I got multiple people that edit the videos. I got a person that's in studio with me doing switching and filming. It's a full team, watch this, that I got to pay out of my pocket to give away information for free to pay down the trust tax. Cost me 6 figures a year to pay down that trust tax in employee salaries, plus the time that it takes to record the videos, to ideate, to think through it. I also have to create, watch this, we put out 21 pieces of content on YouTube Shorts, 3 a day. 3 a day on YouTube Shorts. That's not YouTube uploads, YouTube Shorts, that's 21. We put out 3 pieces a day on Instagram, that's 21, so that's 42. We put up 7 to 10 pieces on my story, so that's another 10, that's 52. We put out 21 pieces a week on TikTok. We put up articles on LinkedIn, and that doesn't even include emails. That's the bill I pay because of the trust tax. Now, I also do live trainings. I also do speaking engagements. I'm leveraging speaking to amplify all the different ways. How many of you are in this room or decided to become an entrepreneur speaker and work with me, but you watched me for a long time before you made a decision? Show of hands or me in the chat. Let me show you something. Show of hands or me in the chat. Me. I just want y'all to see this. So Lady Ty is a part of Entrepreneur Speaker. Can I tell y'all how long she watched me before she decided? I'm gonna tell y'all how expensive the trust tax was with Lady Ty. Since 2018. She just decided to work with me 2 months ago. She made $12,500 in her first month. Now, the larger question is, how much did she lose weight? Now, that's a heavy trust tax. I'm just showing us something. For those of you who don't have a high volume of binge and buy content, you're not buying down enough trust tax for someone to check you out. So the only place that they can find you is in your webinars, your masterclass, or when you're asking them to buy. But people don't buy that way. They want a secret shop. They want to go watch you on multiple platforms to see if you are who you say you are. They want to check you out. So anytime someone meets you in a room, they normally check you out online to see your online persona. Well, if you can't be found online, they don't trust you. So the goal of, when I say speaking and high content value, is to pay down the trust tax. so you can actually participate in the new economy. So if you're not findable and bingeable, say it again, if I can't find you and binge you, I won't buy from you. Well, Marcus, what if, wrong, no exceptions. I'm gonna say it again. There are no options. There are no exceptions. What if I don't like social media? Well, you don't have, if that's the case, I'm gonna ask you this. I don't like paying my mortgage. I don't like insurance. I think it's a scam. Like I hate it. So I pay you insurance, and if something happens, you raise the price for me using the thing I paid you for. But I have to pay it. There isn't an option. Without social media, family, watch this, I miss out on what's another way that I buy down the trust tax? When other people trust me, share me with people who trust them. So if Tiffany trusts me and she share me to people who trust her, she helped me buy down the trust tax. So if I'm not number one, findable, number two, bingeable, there is no, number three, shareable, people cannot buy down the trust tax and I don't make money. Everybody following me so far? Say I'm with you. With the 5 minutes that I have left. And it's been a great 3 days. I'm about to pronounce a benediction. May the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent one from another. Blessings of the Lord be upon you. I'm about to land this plane in and go enjoy my day, enjoy my life, get ready for my event tonight, get ready to speak tomorrow. We got work to do. Because you know the good part about this, Christian? Of all the things that we shared in here this week, we're at the halfway point of the year. It's June 19th. This is our halftime pep talk. If you got nothing else from this, I hope you got strategy for the second half of the year so you can keep your word to yourself. Whatever you told yourself in 2025, I hope that you can keep your word to yourself starting right now. It's not about Marcus. It's about every one of you being able to circle the block and say, I promised me this year I would, and fill in that blank and do it. To close the thinking and doing gap. To close the insecurity to income gap, where money's lost in your head because you can't make it out of your head and move it into your hands and into action. There are people that are waiting on you. Don't keep them waiting. There's people that's looking for you. Be findable. There's people who need you. Where are you? 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 Well, I don't like the way I sound. That's selfish. I don't like the way I look. That's selfish. Well, I don't want to be judged. That's selfish. Get out of your, if you can make it, not what they say in New York, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. If you can make it out of your head, you can make it anywhere. If you can make it out of your thoughts, if you can survive the things that talks you out of why it cannot happen, how long it'll take to happen. If you can make it out of your head, you can make it anywhere. You must be findable. You must be bingeable. You must be shareable. You must be findable. You must be bingeable. You must be shareable. Be where people expect you to be. Be where people expect you to be. I expect you to be there every Monday, be there. I expect you to be online every day, be there. Your content tells me if you're open for business or closed. Why do we keep coming to your page and it says closed? Please excuse my mess or closed for renovation. I would rather you go, please excuse my mess. Closed for renovation is when a business shuts down and you don't get to see it until there is a grand opening. Please excuse my mess says we'll stay open and you'll see the mess as we build. I suggest you take that route. Just put the sign up. Hey, everybody, so I'm in the middle of a transfer. Let me do it right now. Y'all can see it on my page. Watch this. What's up, family? I'm in the middle of the last day of Scale with Speaking. It's a few hundred people from all over the world. I'm in the middle of a rebrand. So you're probably going to see me put out some things and test. I'm not going to take it down. I was going to say I might take it down, but I want to leave it up and get you to help me figure out, how do I become everything I'm supposed to be? I feel like recently I've only been a coach, but I'm a lot more than that. So you'll probably hear me talk more about personal development, business development, time management. Nobody talks about the struggles, the insecurities, the mistakes they made. So I'll be sharing that a lot more. So please excuse my mess while I sort through how to better serve you. So can y'all just encourage me in the chat and say I'm with you? And you can also tell me ways that I could better serve you. So you'll see that uploaded here. That's the video. That's the video. Please excuse my mess. Now, I just disarm the need to be perfect because I'm going to invite you into the journey. I'm going to take you along the ride like watching Making the Band. You get to see imperfections. And I'm going to say this to you. Boy, this is a quote right here. Don't steal my stuff without giving me my credit. That thing just hit me right there. We ready? That thing just hit me while I was talking to y'all. Imperfections are the human reminders that we're all a work in progress. That thing's so good. Ooh, wee. That thing just came to me. I know this gonna be on your threads. I was thinking about this the other day. No, you wasn't, old thought thief. You just broke into my mind and stole my thought. Thought thief. I see you, police. We got a thought thief on the loose. Imperfections are the human reminders that we are all a work in progress. There is only one perfect, who's Jesus. So I'm not striving to be like anyone else or to compare myself to anybody else. I am striving to become the version of me that I always knew I could be. So my imperfections are the human reminders that we're all a work in progress. Perfect does not exist. Progress does. It's 2:59. And I didn't even get into, so I'm gonna have to skip over this, what they feel, what they think, etc. Here's what I will do. I'll go into the 3, 2, what they think. So we'll go past and we'll go present. Tuck, I'm almost out of here. I'm almost out of here. I'm almost on vacation, y'all. Listen to me. I love y'all because I was supposed to leave on Sunday. I'm staying until Monday. I'll see y'all Monday night. On Tuesday, I'm trying to go get some ashy feet. I'm trying to walk around. No need to even take a bottle of lotion. Why? I'm getting back in the water. You sure you don't want to put no lotion in your feet? I'm getting back in the water. I'm getting right back in the water. Old, new, old, new, old, new, old, new. Okay? We're going to vacillate between these two as we end. Old, new. Y'all can see my screen, correct? Okay. Now, when you hear me say old/new, there used to be only 3 things someone thought before they bought. So in the speak to sell environment, a person didn't have to be as detailed nor as strategic as you have to be now in terms of skill and system and sequence. Now, as I'm going into this, I got to frame it really fast. Let me just set this on 5 minutes because I know I can't do this I know I cannot do this in 2 minutes. So team, give me 5 minutes. Hold on. Set 0, 5, 0, 0. All right, I'll set it for 5 minutes. Y'all got 5 minutes? And remember, I'm picking right back up to go into more detail and give you the implementation part of how to use this. So you'll be able to take what we're doing on Monday, and you guys will use the scripts that I'm giving you. It's not teaching. We'll do live implementation. You'll take the language and you'll go update your sales page and website. You'll update your bios. You'll update some of your content. So you'll infuse this into all the places people can buy. So the language is added immediately to buy down the trust tax. Make sense? Okay. So there used to be these 3 things before people bought. What do you do? Well, I don't feel like writing this. I'm gonna just tell it to y'all. Y'all write it down. I don't feel like writing. I'm tired. Okay. Here's how I used to be. They used to only want to know, what do you do? So you could just explain what you did in a very sophisticated, eloquent way, and a person could say, oh, I need that. Second thing they used to want to know, you ready? How does it work? So you can just explain. So it would sound like this, Katina. Hey, so what it is that I do, I help women who are navigating divorce be able to step back into their power, find themselves, reorganize their life, and create a stream of income. So here is how we do it with and they would talk about their framework. So you could say what you do, you can teach your framework, and the person will buy. That used to work. It doesn't work anymore. So it was only 3 questions in the mind that needed in a speak to sell presentation. What do you do? How does it work? And the third question, how much does it cost? So there was a time you can only answer those 3 questions and a person will buy from you. That's the old way. That's the old way. What do you do? How does it work? So I have a 5-step framework. I have a such call, and you can go through your acronyms. You know what I'm talking about? I have a such system and framework that helps my clients be able to step into their power and experience transformation that changes your life forever. I'm just being facetious, y'all. I'm not making fun of that. I got to be careful because I know the internet is a very sensitive place. If you make a joke, everybody, well, what? It's a sad place. It's a sad place. Those dirty thoughts and feelings come in, and everybody thinks that me sitting in a studio recording, of all the 110,000 subscribers, I was thinking about you. Whoo! I'm not making fun of anyone. I have no problem with your acronyms. I'm just being facetious. I'm just making light. We okay? All right? All right. Now, those 3 questions, those 3 questions, would it be fair to say you've heard those answered in a presentation in times past and it was enough? But now if you said in that presentation, it wouldn't be. I don't want you to just think about the people that'll buy from you. I want you to think about yourself and how you buy. Would it be accurate that that was the typical style of presentation and it was enough for you to buy before, but you will not buy based on that anymore? Why? Because the trust tax is so high. We're going to need more than that, buddy. You're going to have to tell me more than I'm handsome and you like my beard. You're going to have to tell me more than good morning, beautiful. You're going to have to tell me more than I want to give you the world. No, thanks. I got my own. It's not enough anymore. Now, there are additional things that people are asking. I got 1 minute and 18 seconds. Y'all come here. Don't play with it. The old way was those we all agreed it used to be enough for us. It used to be enough for them. So if we're speaking to sell and we just start with introducing ourselves, if we just in our content, if we keep standing up in rooms and giving people our help statements and say, well, I'm going to this conference, I'm a network. And the whole time, all the network consists of is our help statement. Our help statements are hurting businesses. It's the worst thing you can use right now because it's a whole lot of gibberish and wording, and that is not how people make a decision. So now you got people in their link in their bio and in rooms, how many have seen it, that you go to the microphone. There any questions, go to the mic. Hey, everybody. So I just want to introduce myself. I'm Marcus Barroso. I'm a serial entrepreneur based out of Atlanta, Georgia. So I help coaches and entrepreneurs who are trying to blah, 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 2 hops this time. Reverse, crisscross. Everybody clap your hands. But that's what it sounds like to me. How low can you go? Can you bring it to the floor? Can you bring it to the top? Like you never stop. And my question is, woo! I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. It's Friday. Not Friday, Friday. My time's up. Okay, so watch this. Watch this. What do we agree? That's the old way. That I help statements and the old way of here's what I do, here's how it works, here's how much it costs, drop the link, and then tell them you get access to a private Facebook group and made that the bonus. You get access to PDFs. You're going to get access to bonuses like scripts and templates, and you use words, but the words had no anchor. So you get templates, you're going to get scripts, you're going to get access to a private Facebook group, you're going to be a part of being able to network with like-minded individuals, you're going to get a swag bag, you're going to get support. That's the way that people sold. Come on, how many of y'all are hearing me say it and you're like, good God, PTSD, post-traumatic sales disorder. Like, Lord, I done bought that before. Whew. The new, this is not the full. I am too integral with my words to make you to not be integral and say this is not complete. This is incomplete. I ran out of time, so I don't have the time to give you the whole thing. So this is not complete. This is not the skill. This is not even the full list. Christian, do you still have that sales script I have that we used to, remember we used to do sales role playing where it would show the thought and then there was a script of what to say?
Yes, but I'd have to look for it.
Can
I'm
you
sure we
have
have it.
can you have Misty look for that? I think it was like 15 sales objections. I want to gift that. I want to gift that to everybody in Entrepreneur Speaker Mastermind, and we can role play that. So they'll
Okay,
be able to see,
sure.
can I afford it? Can I think about it? Hey, will you do this again? And it'll tell you the 5 options to say in exchange to that. I want to make sure we give that to them. Okay. 3 things. God almighty, I wish we had more time. Whoa! This is an action-packed day. They used to think those things. Here's what they're thinking now. Number 1, how are you different? How are you different? Now, your association to an industry, and this is why we explain to our clients to our coaching cousins, our family and entrepreneur speaker, where my cousin who I kept pushing back on in VIP that kept introducing himself as an industry. And I told her she kept breaking the rule. You and his sis. It was in VIP. Rule number 1 for us in communication and messaging, if you're an entrepreneur speaker, you're not an industry. So you never introduce yourself as an industry. You don't even say, I'm a coach, I'm a consultant, I'm an AI this, I'm a tax accountant, I'm a this. Why? Because whatever association I have to that industry, you get the whooping from my ex. So all the trust, all the lack of trust that I currently don't have, when I hear the industry, I associate you with it. Never break rule number 1. So you don't introduce yourself as an industry. We use situational communication, where we tie the situation of the people we help to the way in which we help them. We do not talk title. How are you different? Number 2, how is this different from, because they want to know, hey, I've done coaching, I've done classes, I've done courses, I've done masterminds, I've done mentorships, I paid for an accountant before, I paid for a counselor before, I paid for marriage counseling before, I paid for help before, I paid for fitness before, I paid for a solution before, I paid for a conference before, I paid for an event before, I attended something like this before. How is this different? How is this different? How is this different? Who's seeing the dirty thoughts and emotions that's in their mind that you don't even know to clean up? So you're going to speak to sale and never deal with what is needed to clean their thoughts and clean their emotions off. You can't do it without this. You're fighting an uphill battle. And the hardest person to save from drowning is a person who's drowning, because they're going to drown you because they're panicking. So guess who needs all the help, all the questions, and need 100 follow-up calls? The person who is, don't trust, they're panicking. They're thinking, don't let me be wrong again. There's several things I could go into with that. I'm over time, like how are you different? How is this different? Is it worth it is another question. Because they're thinking price value contrast. This is the price, but what's the actual value I receive? Is it worth the value? How does this show up in my life as an ROI? Is it intrinsic value, extrinsic value? Intrinsic, how it makes me feel, think, who I become as a person. Extrinsic value, tangible ways that I can see proof of what I paid for. So is it intrinsic, extrinsic? Hey, does this make me feel safer, smarter, more intelligent, more fulfilled, more hopeful, more clear? Or will this make me more money? Will this show up as a business service? Will this show up as brand recognition? Will it show up as opportunities, or both? What is it going to do for me? Is it intrinsic, extrinsic? Hey, is this a one-time investment, lifelong investment, something that I can cash in on forever? Can I repurpose this? Can I pass this down to my kids? Is this legacy? Marcus, if I learn this skill of speaking, can I teach my kids? Yes. Can I use this in any business I run? Yes. Can I use this in relationships and business? Yes. Can I use this in podcast relationship and with myself? Yes. Can I use this for book writing? Can I use this for speaking? Can I use it for podcasts? Can I use it for other opportunities beyond this? Yes. So is it worth it? Yes. So I have to answer that question for people. Now, I can't deal with all the feelings because we done. We had 3:13. I'm gonna cut it into Tuck time, but I'll probably save you, Tuck. You ain't got to go an hour. You can give our VIPs like 30-ish, and they'll be good. So watch this. Here's what they're feeling. Because remember, we said they have dirty thoughts. So you see how we just dealt with the thoughts? Now let's deal with one aspect of the emotion. So everybody got where we're going? So you clear? The dirty thoughts, the dirty emotions. Remember the example of walking into your house? They're walking into the environment, your DMs, each place. This is why they keep emailing. You're like, why do they keep asking me the same question? Fear. Trust. So watch this. They're mad at their ex. That's the feeling. Their ex-coach, their ex-accountant, their ex-fitness instructor, their ex-mentor, their ex-digital product, the ex-conference that they got on a plane, left their family, paid for a ticket, set VIP, had to leave their family, sit in a hotel, and it's like, you just motivation, no help. You promised me all this stuff on the sales page. I bought it, went to the conference. I didn't get nothing that you promised me. And you tried to sell me something else. They're mad at their ex. Man, I sacrificed so much. Man, I used funding. I'm still making payments on that. Man, them people ran my credit. I did all this. I made payments on it, and I got nothing to show for it. They're mad at their ex. Now, man, I paid for all this stuff, and I'm not further along. Now that I see something that I actually need, I don't have the money. That feeling is in your room. I got that one credit card I could put this thing on. But do I trust me to make a decision? Because I've been wrong before. So now my broken trust in someone else becomes my broken trust in myself because I trusted me to decide and they cheated me. So the delay in buying, why does it take them so long to buy? Why does it take them, they've been on blah, 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 they've been in my room, they scheduled calls. It's not just they don't trust you and they don't trust the last coach. They don't trust themselves to make a decision. Do you know what that feels like to me, coach? When I'm married or got family and I had to convince my spouse to let me pay for this and it didn't turn out. Now here I am going having another conversation to try to convince them to invest again. I'm too embarrassed to go back and ask him to invest again, to ask her to invest again. Hey, I know, calm down. You're trying to buy something again, ain't you? I know, oh, chill. Now, I know before that one didn't work out. I know like what we had to do and the sacrifice we had to make for my business. That's a hard conversation to have. People don't realize when you don't do what you say you're going to do, how much it does to families and to people. That's why I tell every person, don't lie, don't steal, don't cheat. That's why I say, and I call people cousins, everything you say on the other end of every transaction is somebody's mother, someone's brother, someone's sister. Do not cheat people because you don't know the trickle down effect of that. You don't know how that shows up in their life. You're doing way more than just a transaction. You're doing way more than just making money. You're doing way more than just taking money. You're impacting and hurting families in a way that you don't realize. It's not just financial. When somebody feels like you took advantage of them and they made a decision and they helped you, that feeling literally feels like somebody finding out that the person they was in a relationship with them been cheating the whole time. You don't just feel mad at them, you feel mad at yourself for not knowing. I'm telling you, I'm going to teach you how to sell. I'm going to teach you how to speak, but it got to be ethical sales. If you know you can't help them, don't take their money. Don't do nobody like that. Don't do nobody like that. Now, here's what's so powerful about it, Shay. When you know on the other end of you accepting their money, you're going to give them more valuable than they pay, you can confidently sell. Most people lack confidence selling because they're not clear on their process of how they're going to keep their promise. But if I know I'm going to keep my word to you, I can confidently sell to you. So we know one of the feelings. I'm mad at my ex and I'm mad at myself. I'm mad at the decision I made. I'm mad at the money I paid. I'm mad at the time that I wasted. But guess what? We know they're thinking. Watch this. We know they're feeling, but guess what y'all don't know? Their decision. When I think something, when I feel something, I make a decision. Come here. When I think something, when I feel something, I make a decision. When I think something, when I feel something, I make a decision. When I think I'm ready to get in shape and I feel that I'm ready to get in shape, I work out. When I think that I'm ready to build wealth and I feel like building wealth, I start building wealth. I start sacrificing. I start pushing things aside. I start doing what's needed. Does that make sense for everybody? Whenever we think something, we feel something, we make a decision. So when I think it's not worth my time and I feel like it's not worth my time, I don't give it my time. So watch this. Here are some of the decisions they made. I'm not buying again. I ain't never paying for no another mentorship, no coaching. I figured out myself. That's a decision they made based on a thought they had, based on a feeling they had. I ain't never let nobody play in my face. Give me a bunch of Chat GPT information. You're going to share your, all right, y'all, I'm going to share my Google slide. Bro, I could see that at the bottom it got Chat GPT on it. Just send me the prompt. Don't charge me $10,000 and give me no Chat GPT. Don't play in my face. Don't play with my future. Don't play with my money. Don't play with my time. Don't play with my family. If I was going to blow the money, I could take me and my family on a vacation. Don't take from me and my family and treat me like that. I'm out of time because I'm at 3:20. I was supposed to be done at 3:05. But I explained to you in a Speak Sale presentation that there are thoughts, there are feelings, and there are decisions in the room that people come into your environment with, because in this new economy, how we make our money is different, and you don't make new money with old skills. You're gonna have to develop what I'm teaching you right now to make any money. I'm telling you, can't just slap a business card and a website up and somebody just buys. Those days are over. If you spend more time writing the book than marketing the book, you're not gonna make no money. If you spend more time working on a design for your apparel company than you spend marketing and communicating it, you're not gonna make any money. If you spend more time thinking about the conference and the name of it and the swag bags and the colors than you spend marketing and communicating it, you're not gonna make any money. This is why I'm telling you, you need the new skills for the new economy to pay down the trust tax and to grow your business, to grow your brand, and to grow your revenue. There are 3 ways you scale. We out of here. We scale using speaking to grow what? Number 1, speaking to grow your brand. Number 2, speaking to grow your business. And number 3, speaking to grow your bank account. If you have a desire to grow any of those 3, which we all should, you can't do it without speaking. Does it mean you have to be a speaker? No, an entrepreneur speaker, a business owner who's leveraging speaking in a new economy to pay down the trust tax and to use the skill to assist in someone making a buying decision. Does everybody see the drastic difference? Yes, yes? As we close, I float a question and I answer the question. Do you want, I don't want you to answer it. I'm just asking and I'm gonna answer it. Want to know the number 1 reason why people go out of business? I'll give you number one and number two. Don't answer it. I'll give you number one and number two. Because they run out of money. That's number one, because they run out of money. Number two, because they never make enough money. The number one and the number two reason why people go out of business or they live their whole life having to do their business part-time is because they run out of money or they never make enough money. Do you know why? Because they never learn the skill and the system of speaking and selling. If there are no sales, there is no money, and you run out or you never make enough. If you're in this room right now and you're thinking to yourself, I'll do it later, you're delaying the inevitable. Businesses do not grow without sales. So my question to you is, what are you going to do next? What are you going to do next? When you log off of here, I'm done. Marcus, I'll see you next time. Ain't no next time. I ain't doing no more of these. I'm good. If you know me, do I look like I'm going to say something I don't mean as much as I honor and respect God and my integrity? If I tell it to you, I keep my word. I ain't doing no more summits. Might revisit the thought next year. So my question is, what are you going to do when you log off of here? Talk to me. I want to make sure you don't leave the way you came. Altar call, put my organ on. I want to make sure you don't leave the way you came. What are you going to do when you get out of here? You said, I want to grow, I want to scale my brand, scale my business, scale my bank account. What are you going to do? Do what to work on your social media? I got 2 minutes to make time for you to get more clear, Valerie, because I want you to have more than that. What's the work we doing? What's the specific action? Y'all, this is not a bait and switch. I'm genuinely asking because I care about you. It's like you came into a doctor's office and your ankle swollen. I say, hey, you need surgery. And you say, okay, I'll think about it. What are you going to do? Do you need something else? What you need? What do you need? What are you going to do? If the answer is, I don't know, I get it. That means you need clarity. What are you going to do? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Come on, talk to me. Y'all been talking in the chat all day. Now we quiet. Some of you are like, this is the clarity I need. This is exactly what I need. I'm super aware. I love it, Christy. How are you going to fix it? How are you going to fix it? Do you need help with that? Do you need me to give you really quick some strategic help and support and advice with that? Do you need help with that? Let me know real quick so I can tell you some actionable steps you can take. Do you need help with that, Christy? You say yes. I want you to download an app called Think Up immediately. You have iPhone or Android? Let Christy unmute, please, team. Let me try to unmute you, Christy. Christy, you got iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
iPhone. So that while we're on, you're on your iPhone right now?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to download an app called Think Up.
Okay.
I also want you to do what I affectionately call a mental hygiene routine.
Okay.
According to Dr. Carolyn Leaf, we all think anywhere between 80 to 90% negative thoughts. We don't think positive thoughts. We think negative, which means our mind is always dirty. We're always thinking about a problem. This is why we could have 1,000 comments celebrating us and one negative, and we focus on the negative. That's how our mind is wired.
Yes.
So we need the same way that you daily have to clean your body, you daily have to clean your mind. So mental hygiene routine allows you to detox from whatever thing that tries to talk you out of it, beats you down, etc. The reason I told you to download that app, Think Up, because what it's going to do for you, it's going to allow you to write and to voice record your own voice, saying positive affirmations, statements, sentences, things of that nature. I listen to mine. It's in a loop. So I've got certain things. The best possible outcome happens for me in every situation. What I have is the least I'll ever have. Every day and every way I'm growing and getting more. There's a series of them that play in a loop. So guess what happens when I turn it off? I can hear in my brain my own voice saying these things. Okay. I've never lost a
Excellent.
client.
Thank you so much.
Perfect. Download that and then set a reminder in your phone 3 times a day. I call it a mental check-in. Those are some ways that you can advance that when you say change your mindset and set it towards millions. Cool. That's a quick part of it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely. Love you to life, family. So honored to be in the same space with you.
Thank
All
you.
right. I got to roll, y'all. My statement to everybody. Don't allow yourself to not have what you need. Let's make sure that everybody's putting their foot on the gas, progressing forward. Do you promise me that? Do you promise me that? When I see you in December, when I see you next year, you're not going to still be talking about, oh, remember last year? I'm going to ask you, hey, what'd you do? If you drop your head, I'm going to walk off because I know. That means you did nothing. Let me see you in another room and still in the same place. I love you too much for that. I love you too much for that. My goal was to go and reach and find who I used to be and help you get to where I am right now. So my hope is that we serve you to the best of our ability this week. I absolutely honor and serve everybody in this room. Was this good? How many of y'all could see yourself? Like, you wasn't just seeing me, you saw, it was a mirror of words where you see yourself like, I'm gonna do that one day. It's like I was when I watched it, I'm gonna do that one day. Man, I'm gonna have my own room. I'm gonna be able to do that one day. That's fine. That ain't arrogance. You are. You're like, man, I'm gonna do that. Hold on. I'm gonna be able to articulate that, do that, be able to flow, be myself. I could tell this man in purpose. I can see he having a good time. He enjoying himself. I'm gonna do that one day. We're done for the day. Talk, Christian. Let me do this really quick. I want to introduce you all to my family, my team. Christian, Jaretta, Lowe. Come on, real quick. Tuck, I'm looking out for you. You're going to be able to go in that bad boy and got 30 minutes. You're good to go. Coach Lowe, Coach Jaretta, Coach Christian, come on.
Coach Krisha had to step away. She's not available right now, but we'll start with
no
Coach
problem.
Lowe.
No problem. So, guys, I want you all to meet some of your coaches. I'm going to let them really, really quick be brief and brilliant. You'll be able to know what to go to them for. Like those of you who I get the blessed privilege and honor of doing this thing with you. Everything I have, you have. Here's why they're qualified to be your coach. They went through Entrepreneur Speaker Mastermind starting last year, August. They were so exceptional in who they are and what they are that they became a part of the team. I'm always looking for people. And I say the best people to bring on your team are those who actually went through the process with you. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I'm looking for some fellas. Like I'm talking about it. I'm looking for some fellas. I gotta get my guys. But go ahead, Coach Lowe, introduce yourself. Tell them, welcome our new family members, and tell them who you are, what they can expect from you, what you help them do.
Absolutely, and thank you so much, Marcus. Also, family, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so super quick, raise your hand if you are so excited to get started. Here's the deal. Are you one of those people that you got all these incredible frameworks from our coach, but then you're gonna kind of get in your own way a little bit, overthinking, overprocessing, getting a little bit stuck? Amazing, because you're my people. So I help you turn everything we learn in here into actual movement, actual execution. So you come to me when the question is, I know what to do. I know he's given us all the things. Why am I still not doing it? I think my superpower is I turn the complex into simple, right? So we don't want to have procrastination dressed up, right?
Yeah.
And looking like overthinking and planning and all that kind of stuff. We don't do that around here. We get right to it. So that's how you find me. It is an honor, a pleasure, a gift actually to serve you. And thank you so much, Marcus. Really, I say it all the time. I thank you for it all.
Wow.
From the very beginning.
Wow. Why I love Coach Lowe so much. So to everybody, we're gonna throw a lot at you even today. You guys are hearing me give you frameworks, concept, things of that nature. It can be overwhelming. So Coach Lowe helps you organize. Hey, he tells me H5, but how do I use it? She'll organize that thing into an implementation plan. Hey, you have all of these things. Here is when you use this. Here's how. Is that not incredible that we put things in place to make sure that you don't get stuck in information without a clear implementation path? So if you have questions of how do I use all this stuff I'm learning? Hey, what was that he said again? That's where you go to Coach Lowe. You got it? Everybody understand that we build to make sure that we fight against the human behavior to feel confusion, frustration, and overwhelm. So we're fighting against three emotions: confusion, frustration, and overwhelm. Coach Lowe helps you with those three. She also leads our book club, which is super powerful. Coach Jaretta, introduce yourself really quick and what question you answer for our new family members.
Absolutely. So first off, welcome to everybody that like she already said, we have the joy and the honor of serving. So you hear Coach Marcus say a lot that when you come in, you're going to get that diagnosis, and then him as well as Coach Krisha are going to give you prescriptions, right? I help you. Have you ever went and got a prescription, and as you're checking out, they're like, hey, do you have any questions about your prescription? Do you understand the directions? Are you clear on what it says? I'm that person that you're going to come to and you say, hey, Marcus gave us PPP. We need to go out and do this. I'm not sure exactly what he meant by this. I'm going to make sure you have clarity on your plan of action. So when we have those plans of actions, I'm going to make sure that you're clear on that. But also, Marcus also talks about how we're not just focused on your business, we're also focused on the human behind the business. So sometimes you're going to get a call and say, hey, I'm just checking in. You got a prescription? How are you doing? You good? That plan of action, how's it working? But wait, how's your family doing? Are they okay as well? Are they doing well as you're working through this, as you're increasing your capacity in business, as you're growing your brand, your business, and your bank account? How are you doing? How's your family doing? How can we pray for you in this time? So I'm not just helping you take the prescription and have a clear understanding of what you should be doing, but also making sure that the human behind the business, the person behind the business is also okay when they're getting everything done. Absolutely.
I love what we're building.
You
Because there's
can't build
times
a
I don't
business
know
for
everything. There's times I don't know everything. So there was a time there was a gentleman I kept looking for because like I got a pastor's heart. So if I don't see you, I'll be wondering where you are. So I think Jaretta told me, she was like, hey, oh, such and such had a death in the family. That's why he's been missing, because she'll call and check in. So we were able to reach out to him, talk with him, et cetera. So I wanted to make sure that we didn't just have implementation of ideas and business building, but we also had pieces and components that cares for you. And then what Coach Krisha does is focus on the skill. So you see, we have, of all the information, how do I organize and synthesize this stuff, Coach Lowe? Hey, when we're talking about your plan of action, that's Jaretta. When we're talking about skill development, that's Coach Krisha, as well as ideation. And then you have me, that's a lot more comprehensive, et cetera. So we've assembled a team surrounding all of these pieces to make sure you have what you need. So I wanted you to meet your coaches so you know what to go to them for. All right. Is everybody good? Congratulations to everybody that is in. We are done for the day. Congrats. Let me pray us out, and then I'll Tuck could give us final orders, as well as he can speak to if there's anyone else who wants to be with us on this journey. It's about to be crazy. If anybody else is going to be with us on this journey, it's going to be absolutely amazing. All right. Do y'all mind me praying with you, praying for you? Do y'all mind that? All right.
Marcus, before you pray, I just wanted to step away for a minute. Hi, everybody, Coach Krisha. The free gift, I saw some people saying that they didn't receive it. So G, Misty, whoever's on, if you could go ahead and just drop that free gift. The free gift is only available if you are on live. So don't message the team after to say, I didn't get the free gift. If you're here right now, you get the free gift. After that, the gift is not available. It's a speaker audit that was created by Marcus for you to begin to audit yourself, audit your topic. They're going to drop it now. And thank you guys so much for joining us. And I look forward to coaching you inside of the mastermind.
Dope. I see Dr. Adrian Birthright said, I'm waiting for a call to finish my sign up. So team, can we make sure she's taken care of? Just want to make sure everybody's supported and cared for. Team, do y'all let someone from our team or Tuck or someone on the team, if they can message her, so she
they will. They got a big influx of people requesting right now, so they'll get to you within the next 30 minutes or so. But we got you.
Gotcha. Perfect. Thank you, y'all. Thank you to my team. It looked like I'm doing this. I don't even know where to go or what to do. I think I asked Tuck and Christian what time it start, what time I speak. I don't be know what's going on. It's true. So they make me look like I'm smart, kind of important, but I don't know what be going on. I didn't even have the links. I text last night, what's the link? Oh, we already added to your Zoom. Just press the button. Got it. So I could not do this without them. You would not have reminders. You wouldn't have text. You wouldn't have links or any of that. So thank you to everybody that made this possible this week. It's a lot of work that went into it. So I appreciate you all. Let's pray. Father, I thank you for the blessed privilege and opportunity to serve your most prized possession, your people. It's because of you we have anything at all. Anything we're going to do, become, or have. To have you is to have everything. So I pray over their lives, nothing lacking, nothing missing, nothing broken. I pray that any assignment over their life, that you would not just break it, because broken things can be repaired, that you would destroy it so it would never enter their life again. I pray that anything that is not of you, no spirit, but Holy Spirit be welcome into their life. So if fear comes, it's not of you. I pray that it is ejected. Cover and protect their finances so nothing breaks that robs them or is an unexpected bill that takes away from them. Cover and protect their heart that nobody enters that you didn't send. Cover and protect their mind that no thoughts or anything else would harm them. Bless their business, bless the work of their hands. In Jesus' name, amen. I love y'all. It's been an honor to be your coach this week.
All right. Thank you. Everybody give it up for Marcus Y. Rozier in the chat. Love it. Marcus is amazing. Don't you guys just love the wisdom that he brings and the care too? It's not just the amazing speaking and the teaching, but he actually cares for each and every one of you all, which I love. And so, amen. And we all agree. So today we are going to go straight into the VIP session. I am on a limited time today, so I want to make sure we go in. We're going to go straight to value add. We're going to make sure we get right into the teaching today. So if you are a VIP member, we did just text and email out the Zoom link for the next call. We're going to be doing 20 minutes in the next room, and we're going to be getting straight to work and teaching you how to use virtual events to scale your business. So go hop in. Yes, we did for VIP. We text and we emailed you the Zoom link just a few minutes ago. So check that out. You should be able to join the next room. If you're here and you would like to become an entrepreneur speaker, we got you. You can text us or you can go to the link in the chat to lock in. Just a reminder that that will be closing Sunday night at midnight. All right. So make sure you jump in before then. If you need help, our team will respond back to you in the next 30 minutes or so. They said there's a high influx in people reaching out, needing help and assistance, and there's only about two or three enrollment specialists on today. So just give them a little time, give them a little grace. They'll make sure that they help you out. Just text them and they'll reply as soon as they can. So VIP is separate from the mastermind, Tana, just so you're aware. But we're going to go ahead. If you haven't upgraded to VIP and you would like to do so, you can still hop in for this last session. Plus, you get replays for the entire summit, and you get all the VIP recordings. So there's a lot of different things inside the portal you'll find along with those recordings. You have, I think Alicia Little put something in the VIP portal. I think Coach K was going to put something in the VIP portal, and we'll go ahead and make sure that that VIP portal is delivered to you after this event with all of the replays inside of it. So with that being said, we want to say thank you so much for being here in the room. We will see you all very, very soon inside of the Mastermind Monday session. We got Monday. Who's going to be in the room Monday, y'all? You're going to be in that room with us? It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be amazing to see you all in Zoom with your new family on Monday when we kick off the Mastermind session. So with that being said, we will see you all very, very soon. And VIP will see you in 60 seconds. Go hop in immediately into the other room.